Welcome back to another fishing adventure. I'm going to try something new today that I've never done before, and it's something that I've been wanting to try for a while, and that is I'm going to put an underwater camera right next to my bait and hopefully catch a fish getting hooked on the bait and the whole catch and everything, get it all on video. And the tool I'm going to use to accomplish that today is this right here. This is a inline camera, and I got to get it rigged up here, so I'll just show you the whole process and how it's going to work. So just a real quick overview. This is the camera. The brand is CATFISH. It's just kind of a bullet shape. I kind of think it's more of a squid shape. It's got these fins on the side, and it can be used for either trolling or bottom fishing, or it comes with this donut thing here that fits on, and you can use it as a bobber and look down at your bobber bait or whatever. But I'm not going to use that today. But the way it works is you splice it in your line, into your line just above your rig. Here's my rig down here, and I'm going to go ahead and tie it in to my line just about 6 inches above my rig. There's a little hole here and another little hole here. You tie one end of the line there and the other there, and just splices in like that. It's real simple. There's no buttons. The only switch on it is right here, just the off on, and the other stuff, settings are controlled through the app on your phone. So I'm just going to leave my rig on there and just cut the main line, give myself plenty of length here to make a tie, and gotta make sure I get it the right way so that the camera is pointed at the rig. And I did some testing at home with this thing previously, and I think about 6 inches is a good distance, so I'll be able to view the bait. We'll see how it goes. So I've attached this end here with just a clinch knot. It's about 6 inches of line there between the camera and the rig. I'm going to just attach the other end to my main line, and that's it. It's attached. Now I'm going to go ahead and turn it on and see how it works here. You don't need your phone to use it, actually. You can just turn it on, and then it will just automatically turn on, and after about 15 seconds it'll just start recording. The little LEDs on here, colored LEDs, will start blinking, and it'll, yeah, see, there's the little blinky. I'm going to connect this to my phone though, make sure it's working. So you just open the app after the camera's already on and hit that button. Oh yeah, it's on. There's my hand right there. Yeah, there's me. Hello. You can control a few things here within the app. It does have a light. If you hit this, it turns on a green light. I'll turn that off. And I don't know, if you want to learn about the specs of this camera, you can go to the website and read all the stuff. But let's get fishing. I'm just gonna bait up like I normally would. Vanilla flavored tiger nuts is what I'm using this morning. Starting off with just a bottom bait, just a couple of tiger nuts. I did bring some boilies and also some floating baits, so I think I might try a few different hook bait configurations with this camera, see how we can get the best view. Pack bait's just my standard mix: oats, sweet feed, cream corn, vanilla. So here's the full setup. Here's the camera in line. About 6 inches below that is the pack bait. A couple inches below that is the hook bait. It's 20-pound mono is what I'm using here for everything. And I know what you're thinking, like, what happens if you get snagged or something? And yeah, that's the chance you take when you do something like this. If it gets snagged, then bye-bye camera. But let's get it out there. And this camera, I weighed it at home. It weighs about 3 ounces, so it's not really that bulky compared with added to my 2 ounces of my sinker plus another ounce of pack bait. Probably got about a total of 6 ounces here. I'm not going to be casting very hard. Okay, I just hit the bottom. Now I am just going to give it just a little pull. there, just a couple inches or so, just to maybe straighten it out if it wasn't straightened out, so the camera can be looking at the hook bait. That's it. Oh, this is exciting. I don't know, I'm kind of nervous. I got a couple of other rods here I'm going to get baited up, and I got a couple other considerations about that camera I want to mention here. I'll be right with you. So yeah, a couple considerations about this inline camera. I think it's probably pretty obvious, but I thought I'd mention it does not maintain a connection with my phone while it's out there on the lake. It just doesn't. When I bring it back in, then it'll reconnect with my phone, and I can view the footage or download it onto my phone if I want to. So I don't really have any idea what's going on out there until I bring it in, and then I can view the footage. And I'm sure somebody will bring up fish safety, and yeah, you're right, this is absolutely not a fish safe rig with this camera on. If the line breaks above the camera, the fish has both the rig and the camera hanging from its lip. I don't know, that's just something I'm willing to accept for this. It is what it is. One other consideration with this inline camera is like water clarity. There aren't very many places where I live where water clarity is such that you can use an underwater camera. Most of the water is muddy, nasty. This is one of the few places where the water clarity is kind of decent. So I purposely picked a sunny day so we get some light going into the water, because obviously this camera is useless if you're fishing in chocolate milk. That's a lot of the places where I fish. But I'm going to give this about a half an hour here, and then I'll reel in and take a look at the footage and see what it looks like. See if maybe I need to cast to maybe a shallower spot where some better light is making it to the bottom. This is going to be a fun experiment. We'll see how it goes. We got something happening here. This is not the camera rod. It's definitely a fish on though. This is a catfish. First fish is a catfish, and it's not on the camera rod, okay? There's a swarm of gnats around me. Get away. As you can see, the water clarity is not too bad here. That's a nice cat for a frying pan if I was keeping fish today. But I am not keeping fish today. Yeah. I guess another consideration with that camera is, will it prevent fish? Will it scare away fish? Will it prevent bites from happening? I doubt it. I don't think so. I don't think carp know what hooks and lines and rigs and things are, and I don't think so. But I got an idea to resolve that if I think that is becoming an issue. But I really don't think so. As long as it's not moving, I don't really think they care. Well, it's been about a half an hour. I normally don't reel in this soon. I usually wait at least an hour, but I want to know if this camera is remotely close to pointed at how it should be or not. I don't want it sitting out there for too long if it needs adjustments. Alright, so it is connected to my phone again. I'm going to go ahead and hit stop. And then, let's see, media. Okay, there's the footage. Sweet. Okay, I'm baiting it up. Oh yeah, here it is. Splash. Oh yes, that is very cool. And then, I know I gave it a little tug to kind of straighten it out a little bit. Yeah, so there's my ball of pack bait. Can't really see the hook bait because it's kind of hidden behind the ball of pack bait, but this is nice. That's a good view. I don't need any adjustments. The clarity looks good. I'll definitely see a fish. I gotta say, I'm pretty impressed so far. It worked a lot better than I thought it might, so that's pretty cool. Now I just need to catch a fish on it. The carp are active this morning. I'm seeing fish jumping and surfacing and stuff. It's too early for spawn. I was gonna take a water temp here real quick if I can find a place to stand without falling in. It's about May 15th, so we're getting close to spawn time, but I think water temp's still a little too cold. Let me see here. Yeah, water temp's only 63, 64, so we've got some time yet. Usually spawn happens around 70. I'm getting a bite on the camera rod. Yes. Fish on. It feels like a catfish. It's definitely a catfish. I don't care. I'm just happy to get a fish on this camera rod. Oh, looks like the camera might be a little tangled up. Oh. Yeah. It looks like the camera got a little wrapped up from the catfish thrashing around, twisted. There we go. Never been so happy to catch a tiny catfish. Alright, baby catfish is going back. Alright, before I rebait and cast it back out, I'm going to download the latest one so I can watch it. So just the curiosity's killing me. It's downloading. I'm just going to download that one clip, the latest clip, onto my phone and then get it baited up and cast it back out. Just rebating that other one, and this one just took off. This is a carp for sure. This is a carp for sure, but this is not the camera rod. Oh, almost fell in there. Really soft right by the water's edge. Yep, that's a nice carp. Come on over. Come here. Okay. Yeah, first carp of the morning. Nice little fish. A little 4 or 5 pound carp. I need to get one of these on the camera rod next, hopefully. Back in the water he goes. I think it's just going to be net releases today. It's steep and slippery right by the edge. If I keep trying to climb down to the water's edge, I'll fall in. See ya. Uh-oh, I got another fish. Yes, please be a carp. I think this is a carp. Definitely. got a carp on the camera rod here, folks. I was just watching that catfish video. That was incredible. Definitely a carp here on this one. Either that or it's a much bigger catfish, but I don't feel any head shakes like catfish usually do. Yeah, I see him. Come on in. Come on in. Yeah, there's that camera. Come on in here. Oh, he just jumped out of the net. Oh, if you could see the smile on my face right now. This is so much fun. All right, get in here. Oh, that was a silly laugh. All right, come on. Okay, fish and camera are in the net. Oh, this is actually a pretty nice sized fish too for this little pond. Yeah, got a carp on the camera line finally. It's a nice fish too. Good sized fish. I'd give it 6-7 pounds probably. If I hold it close to the camera, it turns into a 10-pounder. But awesome. Can't wait to review that footage. I think I'm gonna switch out my hook baits now and put on a pop-up bait and see what that does on the camera. But back in the water with this fish. The rig is tangled in the net, so I'm just gonna drop this guy right here. There he goes. See ya. All right, this is going back out there, and all I've done is I've replaced one of the tiger nuts with a piece of corn, or excuse me, not corn, piece of cork, about the same size as the tiger nut, and a little split shot right there. And that's just going to give a pop-up presentation here. You'll see here when I throw it out. Hopefully that'll provide a different perspective. Kind of looked like maybe that got tangled while it was in the air on the cast. I gotta reel it in and check. Oh yeah, sure did. I'm glad I reeled it in and checked. Yeah, got tangled. This is quite a goofy setup here. Probably prone to tangles. Gosh, that looked like it got tangled too. I gotta check. Oh no. It's snagged. Are you kidding me? It's snagged. How did that happen? Like, it doesn't budge an inch. Must have like landed right in something. Shoot, the camera is snagged, folks. This might be the one and only time that I use this thing. Unless the company wants to send me another one, I'll gladly use it. Well, I'm gonna work on this for a while. I'll walk down the bank a ways and see if pulling it from a different direction will make a difference, but I'm not going to swim out there to dive down to the bottom and look for it. Oh, I got something. It's moving, whatever it is. I'm bringing something in. There. Okay. Whew. Whatever it was on broke free, and yes, indeed, it did get wrapped on the cast again. If there's something that's snaggy over there, I didn't think there was any snaggy stuff, but apparently there is. So I'm going to reel in this rod, and I'm going to put the camera rod over this way instead, because I don't think there's any snags over here. This is a gravel pit, so I'm sure just out there in the bottom there are just random little piles of rocks and stuff every once in a while. Because I have had tangle issues the last 2 casts, both of the times it was this hook that found its way up above the camera and hooked onto the line. So I am gonna go ahead and stuff the hook in the pack bait there, just like that, and it'll probably break loose when it hits the water, or at the very least, since this is a pop-up, hopefully it doesn't land so that hook bait is buried, but I'm gonna give that a try. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that went out tangle free there. It was kind of spinning around like a helicopter as it was traveling through the air, so I could see space between the ball of pack bait and the camera. And I'm also going to just give it a little tug. Oh, he found the hook bait. Oh. Well, this is the one that I switched out. This is where the camera, oh, this is a good fish. This is over where the camera was originally. I moved it over there. Now I got a good fish on this one. Oh well. Yeah, this is a nice fish. Got him in the net. All right, nice. Yeah, it turned out to be a pretty nice day. Another little 5, 6, 7 pound fish. I don't know. Back he goes. Here you go. This has been a lot of fun. Worked out a lot better than I expected. Pretty great. If you're interested in something like this, there'll be a link in the description. You can check it out and get one for yourself if you want. I've got some other plans for this thing, for this season. I'm going to do some other interesting things. If you want to be the first to know, I'm probably going to post the previews of what I'm doing over on my Patreon page. So if you want to be the first to know about that, maybe go check out my Patreon page. But yeah, this is going to be fun. Stay tuned for more videos with the camera. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. See you on the next one. Welcome back to another fishing adventure. Let me get baited up. I'll tell you what's going on here. It's been a little over 2 weeks since I've done any fishing. Seems like a while. Spicy sriracha tiger nuts is what I'm using for the hook bait today. We've had massive flooding here in northwest Iowa for the past couple, well, it was about 2 weeks ago when we had massive flooding, and I haven't been able to do any fishing for flooding related reasons mostly. My personal residence was not flooded or damaged, but a lot of people did lose homes and businesses, and me, I was just mostly affected because I couldn't go anywhere because lots of roads were flooded and roads were closed. So that whole week when the flooding immediately happened, lots of roads were closed. I couldn't do any fishing that week. And then this past week, it was 4th of July week. and weather was bad, and then I just don't go out on holiday weeks like that. It's not fun. Too many people out on the public waters on 4th of July week, and I've learned finally, I think, I've finally learned to just not even try on like 4th of July or Memorial Day. I just stay away. But I'm here at a big shallow lake. Fishing was pretty good last time I was here, but that doesn't mean anything for today. There's a huge algae bloom right here at this spot. The water is green like pea soup, and I don't like that very much, but neither do boaters and jet skiers. So, you know, you got to take the good with the bad. Most lakes around here turn green around July, and they'll stay that way all the way until the water starts cooling off again in October. Several of my fishing spots, my good fishing spots, did get ruined by the flooding, so that's going to impact. I don't know. I'm sure it'll ruin some for sure, but there probably will be some new spots that didn't exist before. Today's pack bait is spicy chili bean oats. That's my base mix of oats and sweet feed, and a can of chili beans and a can of corn mixed in there. Starting a little later than I planned today. It's about 8 o'clock. I was hoping to be here at 7:30, but I had a bunch of orders from you guys over the weekend, ordering bait and tackle. I had to get all packed up and ready before I headed out this morning. Thanks to all of you who've been ordering the sinkers and the tiger nuts and all that stuff. I've been hearing from some of you, and you've been having lots of good luck fishing. I love hearing the stuff like that. Oh yeah, that's what I'm going to be washing my hands with here today. Not good. Yeah, I know it's toxic, but a little bit on my hands isn't going to hurt. I definitely don't want to go swimming in something like that though. I'm fishing with my short fishing rods today, 6.5 footers. Mostly for convenience, just because I was running a little late and didn't want to have to spend the time to unpack and put together my 9-foot rods. Not casting very far, 30-40 yards. And I saw my bait hit the water out there, made a splash, and it was a bunch of green waters out there. So I think this whole lake is green. It's not just by the shoreline here. I see a dead carp laying in the water over there. Might go check that out. Or it's a dead fish. I can't tell for sure what kind it is. Might go check that out in a minute here. The algae bloom doesn't really harm the fish, but it does suck up a lot of the oxygen out of the water, which makes it, if it gets really bad, it can make it, there can be a fish kill. That algae uses up all the oxygen in the water, and then the fish have none. Shallow water here, probably about 3 feet. I'm not going to bother putting the net cam on the net today because you wouldn't be able to see anything anyway. Just a pea soup. And your regular viewers may remember from a few videos back, I went and did a whole bunch of exploring on my e-bike down by the Missouri River, and found some good spots. And unfortunately, a week after I did that, the floods came, and all those spots that I found were under 15 feet of water. The river rose by like 15 feet just in a matter of a couple of days, and it's going to be a long time before I'm able to get back in those spots. There's still water back there. I don't even know if I'll be able to get back there this year at all. I'm going to wait at least a month probably. And there were a bunch of new spots too that I have yet to explore that I was planning on doing this summer, but again, I'm going to have to wait until probably September. Maybe I'll try to go look at it in September and see if it's dried out enough to be able to get in there. There's something down here making boils in the water out here. I don't know what it is, if it's a fish or a turtle. I think it's a fish. I mean, I can't see what it is because the water is so green. I'll go down here and take a look at this dead fish laying here and see what it is. Yeah, it's a carp. Not a very big one. 7 pound carp. Oh, there's a bunch. I think there's a bunch of carp in the water around here. Oh yeah, there's some right here. There's a bunch of them in the water right here. What are they doing? They better not. How could? There's no way they could be spawning. I mean, I guess stranger things have happened, but I mean, look at, see this carp right here? I don't know. I don't usually see them come up on the bank with their backs out of the water like that. Oh, there's another dead one. I don't know. Stranger things have happened. They might be spawning carp here. Right there, those swirls in the water. Those are multiple carp swimming around, following each other. There's some more right here. 2 of them. Yeah, a little one following a big one. So, this has to be that's spawning. I mean, that's spawning activity right there. That's weird. It's the middle of July. It's like July 9th or something like that. That's a new one. I don't think I've ever seen spawning behavior this late in the year. I mean, I think these carp are definitely spawning. There's a bunch of splashing going on back here. I hear a bunch of splashing going on. Oh yeah, over there's a bunch of splashing. Where are they at? I'm pretty sure there's some back in this little creek too. Yeah, that's definitely spawning behavior. One carp chasing another one around, sidling right up next to him. What in the world? Yeah, I don't know what to make of this spawning behavior going on here. It's July 8th. Spawn was going on here like late May. And usually second spawn, if they do that, usually doesn't happen until September. I'm a little puzzled. I mean, obviously they don't all spawn at the same time, but the fact that I see spawning behavior and I've had 0 bites and I've seen 0 fish like rising out on the lake. I've been sitting here staring at the lake for like the past hour and I've seen 0 fish come up and surface. That's unusual. I think I'm going to give it 15 more minutes here, and if I don't see a fish or have any bites, I'm going to move on to plan B. Alright, I'm getting out of here. It's about 10:15. I've been here for about 2 hours. Haven't seen any fish or had any bites. The splashing over here, spawning carp continues. I'm sure that's what they're doing. It's bizarre. I'm gonna head over to the other side of the lake. If the whole lake, it's possible that the entire lake is not green like this, and if that's true, if only maybe this side of the lake is green, maybe the fish are spending their time where it's not so green. It's possible. It's worth a shot. I'm not gonna try and make any sense of the spawning thing that I'm seeing here, because it just doesn't make any sense. So I'm just going to ignore that for now and go try a different spot on the same lake here. I'm glad I brought my short rods today, because it seems like today might be a running and gunning time today. Well, this is bad. This is almost worse than where I was. This is like the 4th place that I've stopped. Everywhere I've stopped, super green, and there are spawning carp. Hear that splashing over there under the trees? Don't think I've ever seen this in July. Well, I need to find myself a new lake. Wasn't expecting that. I gotta go for a drive. It's gonna eat up a bunch of my day, but I'm not gonna catch any fish here, I don't think. Well, I thought since it's noon, it's like the middle of the day, pretty terrible time to fish. I thought I'd stop and check out a place that I've never been to before, just do a little scouting.
I came across this, which is pretty cool. Never seen this quite like this before. This is a dead tree, obviously, and you can see the circle of mushrooms growing. It's pretty obvious where the tree's root ball goes. Yeah, I don't know what kind of mushrooms they are. They're big though. No idea what kind of fungus. I'm not much of a mushroom guy. Can't identify them very much. I know what morels look like. These are definitely not morels. But yeah, they go all the way around this dead tree. I thought that was pretty cool. I've never seen quite a well-defined circle like that before. Pretty neat. Here's a place I stopped to check out. It's an old gravel pit or mining operation, and it kind of winds its way back that way, and it's only about 2 feet deep and full of weeds. As steep as this bank is, it looks like maybe it used to be about 10 feet deep, but 4 years of drought that we've had, I'm sure this has decreased a lot. Yeah, it just kind of goes, it's kind of a weird shape. It goes off this way for a little bit, and then it goes off this way into a Y, and I think whoever was doing this was following a vein of sand or gravel or something. But as you can see down here in the shallows, I mean, that's probably only a foot deep of water before it gets to weeds. I don't know how far the weeds go down, but I don't see any fish. This is more like a marsh than a lake, so I can check this one off the list. It's been a few years since I fished this spot. Trust me, there's some water back here. I gotta clear a little space here so I can at least get to the water if I do land or hook a fish. That'll work. So I think in this spot I'm going to do like a kind of a multi-pronged approach here. Right in front of me here, right off the bank. It's really shallow, and it's a very slow incline. And out farther, like near the other side, it drops off sharp on the other side, and that's where the deeper stuff is. So I'm going to put like one bait in the really shallow stuff, one bait a little farther over in the kind of medium, like 5 feet stuff, and then one way over on the other side. It's about 40 yards to the other side from here. I'm gonna put one maybe 15 feet from the bank on the other side, and that's probably going to be about 7 feet of water. Well, it's 5 o'clock. I've been here for 4 hours. I've had 0 bites. I have seen one fish raise its back out of the water. That was a couple hours ago. I decided I'm gonna go ahead and stay here at least until dark. So I need some more bait. My usual base mix here: 8 cups of old-fashioned oats and 2 cups of sweet feed pellets. That's horse feed. And let's see here. We got some corn. Oh, hominy. That's from my leftover from my road trip a couple weeks ago. Not today. More corn. Yeah, let's go with corn, I guess. In my other video, I made a comment about how I said that this corn, canned corn like this, makes a terrible hook bait. And what I meant by that was, I didn't mean that carp don't like corn. Of course they like corn. It's probably the thing that easiest thing to catch a carp on. But the thing is, everything else in the lake likes corn, and this canned corn like this, sweet corn, is so fragile. It just gets ripped off the hair so easily and gets stolen by bluegills or turtles or whatever, and you'll be sitting out there fishing with no hook bait and not even know it. And I don't like that. That's why I don't use canned corn for hook bait. I have used it in the past, and of course it works. It works, but it's just not the best. Do corn and a little bit of apple juice. I don't need this whole thing. Maybe just like
half that bottle of apple juice. I think that's maybe an 8 ounce, yeah. And how about a little vanilla too, because it's kind of buggy. This vanilla kind of helps keep the bugs away a little bit. And these just need to sit for about 10 minutes and then it'll be ready to use. I'm going to take this little bit pack bait that I got left and put that back, or put that in with the new batch that I just made here. And then this bag will be my garbage can for that.
What's on? It's on. Been here about 5.5 hours. It's about 6:30. I don't want this fish to go too far. There's branches and stuff in the water over there, I'm sure. And yes, he's pulling the same trick that they always do here. He's going up right up next to the bank. Oh man, I didn't get the line down low fast enough. My line is in that tree right there. It goes up into the tree and then down into the water on the other side. So what I need from this fish, I need this fish to swim out away from the bank, pull my line out of that tree, and really the only way I know of to get that done is just wait. Just patience. I guess I could walk out there. That'd be the other way. I could walk out there. It goes out pretty gradual. I'm not sure I want to get my feet yet quite this early in the day. Alright. Phone is already out of my pocket. Throw the car key up on the chair there. I'm going in. It's getting deeper here. I didn't expect it to get very deep right here. If I had gotten this fish within the first hour or two of me being here, I probably wouldn't be walking out here. But I've been here 5 hours. I'm not letting this fish get away. Okay. Oh yeah, there he is right there. Oh, I just bumped him with the net. I'm caught in this little vine. Oh, okay, I'm out of the tree. Okay. Yeah, I knew this was a good fish too. I probably wouldn't have done this for a 5-pounder. I'm over my knees. Oh, come on now. Yes. He's in the net. Who needs waders, right? It's always scary having that hook in the equation. That fish could start flopping around and next thing you know that hook is in your hand. I don't like having my fingers anywhere near that hook if I can help it. I know this from experience. Yeah, it's about a 12-pound fish. Yeah, 12 pounds in the net. It's 11-pound fish or so. It's a beauty. Worth getting in the water for, apparently. I've been here a long time. Oh, got a little roughness on the gill plate. I wonder if there's doing some kind of, I wonder if the weather's really messing with these fish this year. And they're having a second spawn already, because I'm 100% sure that they were spawning here weeks ago when I was here. But this one's got some rough gill plates, and they were spawning at that other lake that's only about 30 miles from here. Weird. Never seen that before. Alright. It's not that late. I think it's like 6:30, 6:45. Sun's starting to get low. I expect the bite to start picking up.
Thank you very much. See you next time.
There are much bigger fish in this pond. Hopefully I can get one of those tonight.
Let's see how this hook. Oh yeah, still good. Still sticky sharp. I think I was using spicy tiger nuts earlier. Those are the same tiger nuts from this morning. Just had them on all day. No need to change them out really. But I'm gonna put some vanilla on instead of spicy, just for, I don't know, just cause. No real reason. I guess I got vanilla in my pack bait here, don't I? And that was on that corn and apple juice and vanilla pack bait that I showed you, that I made a couple hours ago. With all the flooding around here recently, the mosquitoes are way worse than they normally are. They're gonna start biting here real soon. Hopefully the fish will start biting more too. Oh, I gotta go over here. That's probably in about 4 or 5 feet of water there. That's where I caught that fish, and I put it right back in that same place. And I do use Thermacell. It's always in my bag. It works great for mosquitoes, but in my experience it doesn't do much for flies or gnats or anything like that. But it works great for mosquitoes when there's no wind. If there's more than like 2 miles an hour wind, then it doesn't work either. But I'm gonna use it tonight because there's hardly any wind. Here's the non-DEET stuff. Well, I guess it's all worn out. This is what's it called? Bug soother. It's like got vanilla and lemongrass oil. It smells really good and doesn't have DEET. And then I've got the picaridin insect repellent too, which is really good. I usually will try this first, and if this doesn't work, then I'll put this on. This is the gold standard, better than DEET. And it, like it says here, will not harm gear and equipment. It's not greasy. I think I got a fish on here. Yeah. Yep. Sun's going down and catfish are coming out. Hopefully the carp will do the same. Belly full of pack bait, no doubt. Oh, got a lot of spots on them. Youngster. I was just rebaiting because it's 8 o'clock. I usually like to reel in and rebait every hour just to keep a nice steady flow of bait going out there and make sure my rig is still have a hook bait and nothing's tangled and stuff. Nothing worse than sitting here for hours on end and unbeknownst to you, a turtle stole your hook bait and you don't even know it, you know. So I like to check on it every hour.
Oh, big wake out there. Big wake out there as soon as I put some pressure on this line. I was just about done with that apple anyway. Trying to pull the same trick as the other one. No, you don't. No, you don't. Ah, I did it. Did it. He's all in that tree over there. You gotta be kidding me. He hit it straight for it too. Guess I'm doing this again.
I can see my sinker in the tree right there, and oh, the fish is right here, but my line is in the tree. The fish is right here in front of me. I can't see anything in the water. I feel like I'm walking on sticks. There's branches in the water here. This is no good. I don't want to trip and fall. This camera I'm wearing is not waterproof. Alright. Got my line. Okay. I am free from the tree, although I still have a stick on my line. I guess I'm gonna stay right here by this tree. Hopefully this fish doesn't want to go that way and go around it. I shouldn't have said that. He probably heard me. I don't want to give him any ideas. I don't even know. I think I got a carp. Pretty sure it feels heavy enough. I'm not going out any farther. I'm already up over my knees. Oh, jumped over the net. Can't see anything because the water is all clouded up all over in front of me here from me walking around and this fish flopping around. It's just a big dust cloud in front of me. Got him. Oh. I think this spot is I think it might be earning a nickname. I don't know what spot this should, I don't know what the nickname should be. A waiting spot, I guess. I'm tangled in my rod holder. Yeah, a little bit bigger than that first one. 13 in the net. Yeah, a little bit bigger. Really nice fish. Really had to work for him again. Had to go out there and get wet again. This one also has slightly rough gill plates here. This is strange. They should not be spawning here on July 8th. I don't know what the water temperature is. I haven't measured the water temperature in several weeks because it just, once it gets over 70 or so, it doesn't really matter what the water temperature is for a while. But never seen this before. Spawning fish in July in Iowa. I don't know. I don't care. I'm pleased either way. Hopefully there's some more coming tonight. My pants were just starting to get dry too. Oh well. See you later. Thanks for the fight. Looks still good. You know, that situations like that, exactly like that, are mainly why I like to use 20-pound monofilament line. I know it's heavier than a lot of people like to use for carp, but I mean, I fish a lot of snaggy stuff, and I have tried 10 and 15-pound line as main line in the past, and in situations like that, it usually breaks off. So I switched to 20, and most of the time, I can get through stuff like that without a line break. This is 20-pound mono, not braid. Mono main line. I got 30-pound braid for this little leader here, but yeah, braid cuts a lot easier than mono, but yeah, I mean, and look at what that fish left on the mat. I mean, that's spilt milk if I'd ever seen it. Pretty sure. I mean, a lot of it's slime, but I think there's some milk there too. It's got to be the temperature fluctuations or something. We had an unusually hot June with like triple-digit temps for like a couple of weeks straight. And then so far in July, it's been abnormally cool. Like today's high is only like 80 or something like that, when normally July is the time when we have super heated temps. So I don't know. I think maybe the weather's got these fish all mixed up. Well, time's up. It was quite an adventure today. Spawning carp in July. I don't know. Finished out with the day with a couple of nice fish. I'm pretty happy. Can't complain. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. See you on the next one.
Welcome back to another fishing adventure. This is kind of a unique set of circumstances happening today, and so I'll explain that here in a little bit while I'm getting baited up. I haven't been to this spot since early spring, and got a little housekeeping to do here first thing. That'll work. It's probably about 8 feet of clear shoreline there. Enough room for my 3 rods, and then a little space in between them so I can get down close here to the edge and net fish in between my rods. Yeah, so the unique situation that I was talking about has mostly to do with the weather. Long story short, just to get to the gist of it, is the barometric pressure is dropping. It's dropping right now. I just checked it before I got out of the car and walked over here. It was 29.96. And the reason why that's significant is because it's been above 30 now for, I don't know, 5-6 days in a row. And just generally speaking, it's not some hard fast rule or anything, but when the barometric pressure is above 30, for me at least, fishing is harder. It's tougher when the barometric pressure is above 30. I mean, following barometric pressure is nothing unique, but it's happening very, very rapidly right now. In fact, it's falling really rapidly, just like it would be if there was like a thunderstorm moving in. But the thing is, there is no thunderstorm moving in. And I'm no meteorologist, but this is my theory why this is going to be good. Typically, in a summer, hot summer like this, it's usually hot, and then a mass of cold air will move through, and that change in temperature, the differential in temperature, creates condensation and clouds and thunderstorms and that whole mess. I'm no meteorologist, but I do understand the basics of how that works. But the thing that's special about today is that a cold front already moved in 2 days ago. We went from daytime highs in the triple digits, which is normal for August, to today the high is 80 degrees. So it's about a 20-25 degree difference in temperature. And now there is a low pressure system that's moving in right now. However, the difference in temperature between what it is here and what the new mass of air coming in is not very much. There's not much difference in temperature. So there's no thunderstorm, there's no clouds, it's just low pressure moving in without the clouds. And like I said, I'm no meteorologist, but if I was just looking only at the barometer and seeing a sharp drop in barometric pressure this afternoon like it is, I would guess that there's a thunderstorm moving through. I don't know if the fish are fooled or not. That's what I'm here to test out, because pretty much anybody who's ever fished probably knows that fishing right before a storm is good fishing most of the time. Anyway, that's the theory I'm going with today. We'll see how it pans out. Truth be told, I was gonna go fishing here anyway today, but last night I looked at the weather, and just seeing what the weather forecast looked like here got me all excited that fishing might be better than usual here, which it's usually pretty slow here. But through the power of logic and reasoning, you may have come to the conclusion already that the very fact that you're watching this means that, I don't know, something interesting happened, I think. It doesn't necessarily mean a bunch of fish were caught. Who knows? All sorts of weird stuff happens to me when I go out on my fishing trips. And that weird stuff, it doesn't actually happen that often. You know what I mean? Sometimes I hear people say, "Oh, why does this stuff always happen to you?" It's not. It's not always happened to me. It's just that I go fishing a lot. And I think in 2023, I went fishing 92 times during the summer season. And so, just the numbers game, just on average, I think maybe I had 4 or 5, bad experiences with people and stuff.
during that time, so you know it's actually a pretty small percentage of the total fishing trips. But yeah, when you go fishing as often as I do, you're bound to run into some ass clowns sooner or later, and I do sometimes. Oh, I think I forgot to tell you, sweet almond tiger nuts is what those hook baits are that I was just putting on. Uh-oh. I think this, yeah, this line's all dinged up. Now I remember last time I fished, I got snagged a lot. Yeah, there's a big ding in the line right there. Alright, gotta retie that one quick. Yeah, this other one has some pretty dinged up spots right above the rig. I don't know, you might be able to see that. See those little hairs coming up off the mono right there where my finger is? That's a pretty bad scuff. I'm gonna retie this one too. I'm just gonna slide the feeder and everything up above where the bad spot in the line is. Yeah, just cut the main line there. And just make sure I throw this on the ground so the next guy can trip over it, right? Wrong. In the tackle bag it goes. And the hook is still needle sharp, so I'm just going to retie. Slide everything back down against the hook link, and boom, I just saved myself a probable lost fish there. If I get into some snaggy stuff today, I'll have a nice strong line. Alright, when's he going to talk about the pack bait? Jeez. Well, right now. Here you go. This is Old Fashioned Oats, Sweet Feed, a can of whole corn, and a can of cream corn and vanilla. It smells fantastic. Almost looks good enough to eat, doesn't it? I put this bait together before I left the house. It's been sitting in that bag marinating for about an hour and a half. And I'm putting on some pretty huge balls of bait here tonight, just because I don't really have to cast very far at all, maybe about 20-30 yards at the most. There's a variety of water depths that I can reach casting from this spot. I've got shallow water over here. I'm going to put one in about 3 feet of water over this way, and then straight out in front of me I've got probably about 5 to 7 feet. I'm going to put one there, and then I've got 15 plus feet off to my left. I'm not going to put a bait out in that. I don't like fishing deeper than 10 feet in the summer because of thermoclines. I don't think there's a thermocline here, but I'm not positive about that. This one is going to go just kind of closer to me in that 5 to 7 foot range over here to my left. But first is the shallow bait here off to my right. Back off that drag to the good fighting tension there. How much? I don't know. I've never measured it. It's just, you just gotta kind of experience it. And after you fight some fish, you'll learn how tight is too tight and how loose is too loose. It's just one of those things you gotta learn by doing. Kind of like baseball, you know, you can read 100 books about how to hit a curveball, but you still aren't going to know how to hit a curveball. You know, you gotta get out and do it to learn. Just real close to me on the bank on this left one. It hit the bottom, probably about 5'7" be my guess. It's on the slope, but not out in the deeper stuff that might have a thermocline. So yeah, I've got my 3 rods there. I've got 2 kind of close together over here. The one is off to the right and the one is straight out from where it is. And then this nice gap right here between those and my left one that goes off that way. So I've got a kind of a lane here where I can land fish coming from any of these lines here. I can land a fish here without getting too tangled up in the other lines. I don't understand how that would be possible if I had all 3 lines real tight close together here in some kind of a rod pod. Sounds like it would be a mess. I've never actually tried it, but just logic tells me that it would be a mess. I don't know. This works really good for me. I don't know. This is what works for me.
So it's 4:30 right now. Bait's in the water at 4:30, and the fish this time of year around here are mainly in a sunrise and sunset and nighttime feeding. You know, they're not very active during the heat of the day, and so you know, even though the pressure is dropping right now, I don't expect them to just like come out of their shady spots that they've been in all afternoon to all of a sudden go start feeding. But I'm just hoping that this change in pressure will enhance things a little bit once the sun starts going down and they start going into their normal feeding patterns. They might feed a little bit more, might have some multiple big fish action. You know, I don't know. I don't want to get my hopes up too much, but I can't wait. Fish has kind of gone around the corner a little bit here. I set the rod down for a second to put the camera on my chest, and I might regret that. So I kind of lost control of this fish, I think. We'll see. I think I can get him back. Now he's going off to my right. He was way off to my left, now he's off to the right. That's normal. Water's pretty dirty, haven't seen him yet. I know it's not a small fish. Just based on how hard it's been pulling and the boils that it's making in the water. I wasn't expecting a bite yet. It's only about 5:15, 5:30, something like that. Wasn't expecting anything till, I don't know, 7 or 8 o'clock when the sun started going down. Yeah. It's a good fish. Here we go. Got him. Yes. Got him. That's a real good fish. Probably haven't mentioned this in a while, but covering up their eyes while you're trying to unhook them and get them out of the net or whatever, it helps. At least in my experience it does. If you cover up their eyes, they don't freak out quite as much. There's about 14 in the net. Yeah, pretty nice fish. It was 14 in the net. 12 and a half, 13 pound fish, I guess. I never really zero out my scale. I don't really care that much about exact weight, but I don't know, 12, 13 pound fish. Good fight. That's what I care about more than the weight. Pretty great. There are much larger fish in this lake, and I'm really hoping to put something 20 plus pounds on the bank today. It's an excellent start though. Earlier than expected, like I said. It's about 5:30, so hopefully it's only going to get better. I'm not ready to step in the water yet tonight. If I get some over 20, I'll definitely get in there with him and do a little hand release, but this guy's getting a net release. There you go. Thanks for the fight. See you later. Wow. Long run straight away from me. Now he's running right at me. Running right at me. I was just eating my dinner. About 6 o'clock. This fish is right here in front of me. Whoa, this fish is not liking this. Wow.
trying to get under those overhanging trees. Loosen the drag a little bit when I get him right in front of me like this. Fish. A little bigger, I think. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, this fish is bigger than the first one. Cover up the eyes. Oh, yeah, he's hooked in the side of the face right there. See that? That's where he's hooked. He was grazing around the pack bait and the hook bait, and just that stuff was just flying around, and the hooks swung up and got him right in the side of the face. There we go. 15 and a half in the net. Yeah, they're moving in the right direction. 15 and a half in the net. Call it a 14-pound fish. Beauty. Gave a real good fight. I mean, just went on some real good, strong runs. Just took me everywhere, left, right, ran right at me. This fish tried everything he could think of. Fortunately, that hook was lodged pretty good right in the side of his face there. Sweet, they're moving in the right direction, getting bigger. Can't wait for the next one. This one came in the same spot as that first fish, that one straight out from me here, in about 5 to 7 feet of water. There you go. See you later. Yeah, that was a good fight. Fortunately, the bugs aren't too bad tonight. Usually it's a kind of a downer when I catch a fish while I'm in the middle of eating my dinner, because then I set it down, and if I don't get it sealed up good, then the bugs start going at it. But I don't think the bugs are getting my dinner tonight. The hook baits did not survive that ferocious beast. That fish fought a lot more ferociously than the one before it. Put on some new tiger nuts, almond flavor. Here's the aforementioned dinner. I suppose somebody's going to ask. This is just chickpeas, some leftover taco meat from last night, and some shredded carrots and cabbage, and salsa with some little tortilla strips. That's it. Whew, that startled me. This is a good fish. This is on the left rod. This one was in about the same depth as the one where I caught the two fish, in about 5 to 7 feet. But just off to the left a little bit here. He's going around the corner. This is a peninsula that I'm fishing on here, and it goes around that way. There's more lake around the corner that way, and sometimes I try to swim around the corner and go back into the next bay over. That's what this one's trying to do. Just got to keep pressure on him, keep guiding him back this way. Eventually he'll give up on that. There he did. He just gave up on it. Now he's coming right at me. He's coming right at me. Oh! Now he's going the other way. He gave up on that direction. Oh yeah, that's a good fish. He gave up on that direction. Now he's going to try to get into those overhanging trees over there probably. Look at that boil over there. is taking a while. I'm just kind of letting him do his thing right in front of me here until he relaxes a little bit and wears himself out. I loosen the drag when they get closer like this because it's just less line between me and the fish, which means there's less stretch available in the monofilament line. So that's pretty much the main reason for loosening the drag when they get close like this. Come on in here. Yes! Another nice fish. This fish is about the same size as that first fish that I caught, that smaller one. I'm not going to weigh this fish, I'm just going to get it back. It's 12 pounds would be my guess. 12. I don't know why the brightness is so messed up there. But yeah, great fight. Third fish. That's exciting. I'm excited to have 3. I'm looking forward to the next one. Get your nose out of the net there, buddy. There you go. See you later. Oh, the anal fin got caught in the net. There he goes. See you. Oh my goodness. I'm so glad I waited. Just a minute ago I was just walking up to this. I was just walking up to this. I was going to rebait all 3 rods. And I was just walking up to pick this one up. I was going to do this one first. And then I saw a fish rise kind of, I don't know, within like 20 feet where my bait is. Thought, okay, I'll do the other ones first and come back to this one. Sure enough, I think that was a wise choice. Love that sound. I think this is, I think this might be bigger than anything I've landed so far today. Can't really tell. It's really tempting when they get close like this to just try and yank them in and scoop them real quick, but gotta resist that temptation. In my experience, this is the most dangerous part of the fight right here. For numerous reasons. It's usually when a fisherman's patience wears thin, when he's so close here. Come on. Come on. Let's get him. Get him. Get him. Get him. Get him. Yes, he's in the net. It's so quiet around here right now compared to what it's been all afternoon. I feel the need to whisper. There's nobody else here. It's just the traffic has been reduced so much because it's getting later in the evening. Yeah. Yep. This is a big fish of the night so far. This fish is hooked in the lip. Yeah, there we go. We're getting better now. That's 17 and a half in the net. 17 and a half in the net, so I'm going to call this a 16-pound fish. Beast. Put up a heck of a fight. My left arm is pretty sore, or not sore, but tired from fighting this fish for the past 15 minutes or so. Yeah, this is a great looking fish. Fish 4. This is an outstanding fishing session for this lake. Like I said,
I think I mentioned it before that fishing at this lake is usually pretty slow. 1 or 2 fish is the average. I'm happy if I get 1 or 2 fish on a 4-hour session here at this place. So 4th fish, this is unusual in a good way. Yeah. This fish was easy to unhook and didn't flop around much on the mat at all, so that he was only out of the water maybe 2 minutes, 3 minutes at the most. Should be ready to go if he can get his nose out of my net. He's trying to swim, but he's got the nose in the net. Come on, buddy, you can do it. Gotta get that nose out of there. There you go. See ya. Thank you. So it's about 8:30, 8:20 right now. It sunsets at 8:30. There's just a little sliver of sun left on the horizon, and that time there between sunset and dark, at twilight time, that's the magic hour. So hopefully there's more fish to come in the magic hour. Well, time's up. The twilight hour went by with not a single fish, which is kind of surprising to me, but hey, 4 fish in a session here is unusual but not unheard of, and I don't think it's enough to make a conclusion of whether or not fishing this barometric pressure drop whether the barometric pressure had anything to do with it or not. I don't know. I don't think there's enough information to make a decision on that. But I'm gonna get out of here. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. See you on the next one. Welcome back to another fishing adventure. It's time to fish this river spot that I've been scouting. I've been out here twice. Had to do scouting a second time because of the floods, but it was all good last time. I'm out here to actually put some baits in the water today. I'm pretty excited. Let's get going. Let me show you I got the e-bike, as you can see. I'm going to show you how I'm hauling my fishing gear on here. So yeah, I'm kind of got minimal gear here. As you can see, here's my fishing rods. This is a piece of like 3 or 4 inch PVC. I just painted it green to make it look a little better. But the handles of my rods, of my 3 rods and my net, all fit perfectly inside this pipe. And just got them angled off like that so they're not sticking straight up, so I can go through some of these brushy areas without catching stuff that's overhanging above me. And yeah, I got a little rod sock over top of the rods here just to keep the line from getting grabbed by branches as I'm going through. Didn't get the rod sock to go all the way down this far. It won't fit over 3 eyelets here. Might have to do something about that later on. Hopefully this stuff doesn't get caught on anything. I'm gonna have to be careful with that. Folding chair. I could have gone with a smaller chair, but I've been out with this setup before, and just having something to balance out the weight of the rods, to have it balanced, makes it riding the bike a lot easier, because having a bunch of weight on one side of the bike makes it hard to ride. Something I didn't think about when I first started, but realized, yeah, the balancing of the weight on the back of the bike is important. A little cooler with some water and a little bit of food, and then everything else is in my backpack. This is my usual fishing backpack. There's my bucket strapped to the backpack, my landing mat strapped to the side. There's my tripod and another camera strapped to that side. Let's go fishing. Like I said, I have gone fishing with this e-bike setup already a couple of times actually, but different places, and only caught a couple fish, so it didn't end up becoming a YouTube video. It did rain a couple days ago, so yeah, there might be some muddy spots. I should have filmed that. That's feats of strength right there. This bike weighs like 70 pounds. Plus my gear. Kind of heavy. That's probably the worst obstacle I got to cross today. The other stuff is just going to be kind of narrow trail through thick woods. There's some mud down here too. All right, made it. That was not too bad. I gotta walk the rest of the way because there's lots of logs to scramble over, rocks and riprap and such. Park the bike over here. Yeah, all my stuff made it, no problem. Lines didn't get snagged on anything or the reels. I did look behind me as I was going and I could see branches rubbing against the tips of the rods here, so I think putting this rod sock on was a good thing. One leaf. Yeah, buddy. There's the glory sandbar right there. It's windy today. Audio's probably not going to be great. Sorry about that. I don't want to lay my rods down on this sandbar and get a bunch of sand in the reels. So I gotta get my chair set up first, give me something to lean my rods against. As far as bait, rig, all that stuff, I'm not doing anything different than I would anywhere else on small river or lake or whatever. Vanilla tiger nuts is going to be the hook bait, and I'm using my feeder sinkers as well. I got 3 ounces mounted on my lines right now. I don't know how well that's going to hold. I might have to double up on the sinkers. I'm just going to see how it goes. This pack bay is just my usual stuff. Oats, sweet feed, can of corn, can of cream corn, vanilla. I've just been kind of using that same mix just for the last, I don't know, a few weeks. Just I got a lot of that stuff sitting in the garage, so I just grab it and go. All right, so this wing dam here behind me, it's about 50 yards from where I'm at. And with the wind, it's blowing this, in my face when I'm trying to cast to it. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to get to it. I'd like to get 15-20 feet just right in front of that wing dam, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to cast that far with this 25-mile-an-hour wind blowing in my face. I'll see. But I'm just going to spread the baits, fan them out. One's going to be off to the right, kind of as close as I can get to where the main current meets the slack water, and then the other 2 are just going to be closer to the bank. And it's not slack water. I mean, the water's definitely moving around, but it's I wouldn't call it current, but it's not slack water either. All right, baits are out. I was only able to get about halfway between me and the wing dam there, and it kind of felt like, based on how long it took for the bait to hit the bottom, it kind of felt like about 5 to 7 feet of water there. I already had a drag pull on the first line I casted it out. Before I even got all 3 of them out, I had a quick drag pull. I think that was probably a fish running into my line. But yeah, the wind's howling, and I just need to be facing my rods, keep an eye on them, because when the wind gusts, the bells jingle, and I just need to watch them. There's a drop back bite here already. Yep, fish on. Been 10 minutes. This is the one that was closest to the bank.
whatever it is, it's trying to head out into the current. I don't want that. It doesn't feel like a catfish. I don't feel any head shakes. Oh, it's a common carp. I saw a yellowtail come up. Sweet. I saw a big yellowtail come up out of the water. And it's not a dink. Just got to keep him back in the slack water. I doubt he's going to go out in the main current, but what do I know? I've never fished. Oh, he shook it. He shook it. Okay. Maybe I had that drag a little too. It's not too tight. All right. Hook super sharp. Just must not have been hooked all that good. I'm glad I was watching that rod because it didn't pull drag at all. The line just went slack, and if I wasn't paying attention, I would have never noticed. Sweet. It's great to have a fish this soon. This is very encouraging. Here we go. Yes. This is the middle line. It's the line closest to the wing dam. And there's an airplane flying over me right now. That's convenient. This feels good. This fish is going off to the right toward the main current. The last fish that I hooked and lost, I think I got too excited and just horsed him in too much is what I did. And so this is pretty heavy. Seems like this fish is going off to the right here. He's real off into not in the main current, but he's in some current. I haven't felt any pullback from the fish in a while here. I'm just pulling in something heavy. I just need to pay attention. As soon as I feel that fish try to pull back, like right there it was. Just let him have it. There, we're getting some pullback here. This fish is crossing back over to the left. Now it's crossing back over to the right. I was happy that it was going to the left because that's the more slack water over there. Plus there's a branch in the water right here. That could be problematic. But right now I can't, I just don't want to horse this fish out of that current. I think I'm going to tear the hook out if I do that. I've been at this here. I've been at this probably a good 10 minutes. I cut out a bunch of it, I'm sure. I still haven't caught a glimpse of this fish. Don't know what I have. I mean, there's blue catfish in this river. For all I know, this could be a 30-pound blue catfish. I don't know. I doubt it. It doesn't feel like a catfish. There it is. Oh yeah. Definitely a common carp, a big one. I saw the orange mouth come up. This is a real good fish. All right, this is about the point where I lost that other fish. It's real close. He's real close. Oh, finally. Yeah, he's coming over. This is exciting. My heart's pounding. I gotta land this fish. I'm trying to keep the rod tip down by the water. I don't really want to lift him up out of the water. I'm really anxious to get a look at him, but I don't want to lift him up out of the water because that'll give him a chance to do a head shake or jump, or sometimes they behave like a bass. I've lost quite a few carp and they'll jump up in the air like a bass and shake their head. Nope, not having any of that. Gotta resist that urge to horse them. Gotta resist. Got him. Got him. Yes. I got a drag pulling on my other line.
Yeah, check out this big old river carp. 12, 14 pounds would be my guess. I'm not gonna weigh him. He is, he's living a rough life in this river. His tail's kind of dinged up. Put out a great fight. I fought him for probably 20 minutes, just being babying him. I got something going on in my other line, back in the water. All right, big river carp. See ya. Let's see what's going on here. This one was way over next to the bank. Now it's way over there. All right, I definitely have a fish. Oh no, my net is, I just noticed my net is broken. How did that happen? The hoop of my net is snapped right there. I must have done that, netting that fish somehow. Dang. Wonder if I can still net this fish. Yeah, I'm gonna try and net this fish with the broken hoop. See what happens. I don't think the hoop is gonna break off completely. Come on in. Come on. It's another good fish. Oh, jumped off. Jumped off the net. All right, dude. Gotcha. Well, the net worked. Yeah, a little smaller than the previous one. I give this one about 7 pounds or so. The fight on these river fish is much more than the lake fish that I'm usually after. Pretty fun. Time to get baited up and get those lines back out. Alright. Thanks a lot. See ya. I guess I'm just not gonna do anything about this net right now. I mean, what I'd have to do is take that mounting bolt out and ship. You know what, I can't, now that I think about it, I would need a drill to do that. I can't do that out here on the bank. I'm just gonna have to deal with it. Worst case scenario is maybe I'll break off this other one and just use it as a short hand scoop. I don't know, I'll just figure it out as I go. If the net's no good, I've got a nice wet sandy beach right here. I can just, pull the fish up onto the wet sand here. That'll work just fine. I was just, thinking about what I was going to do. I was going to let 2 hours go by here without it. If I didn't have any fish on the bank, I was going to move down to the other end of this sandbar and fish the backside of that other wing dam. It's about, I think it's 10:30, something like that in the morning. Reluctant bite here. Oh, it just broke the surface out there. I saw a couple of fish jump down right next to the wing dam down there while I was sitting here eating my lunch. It's almost noon. Just thinking about picking up and moving down and fish the other wing dam down that way, but here I am with another fish. He's right here. I think I got a small fish. Oh, I think is this a grass carp? Those of you who are not familiar with grass carp, you're about to see one here, if I can get him in the net. Oh, wow, that big tail threw water all the way up onto my face. I'm like 15 feet away. They are powerful fish, and they get really big. Got him. These things are notorious for thrashing around the bank a lot. So we'll see if I can get this fish up to show you. Yeah, grass carp. Long one. I don't know about the weight. Yeah, like I said, they're pretty thrashy. Oh, I'm getting drag pulling. My other rod's going off. I'd say this is a 12, 15 pound grass carp. He's going back. Get out of here. Is it this one? Is it this one? Yeah, it's this one. Alright. I could just hear the drag pulling, but I couldn't tell which one. Oh! Better tighten that up a little bit. You can't go that far, whatever you are. Maybe I'm getting a school of grass carp moving into this little bay here. The proper name for those fish is white amur. A-M-U-R. And they get really big. I mean, they'll get up to 60, 70, maybe even 80 pounds. Still got the broken net. It's working okay. I bet that net got damaged while I was going through the woods, and then just broke when I netted that first fish. That'd be my guess. It must have gotten damaged either when I was going through the woods or when I was loading or unloading today sometime. Who knows? Yeah, it came in real gently for a while, but now it's starting to get restless. Doesn't like what's going on. I think I got something good here. This is taking forever. No. God dang it. Okay. Dang it. And everything looks good. Dang it. Uh-oh. Fish on. Hasn't been very long since I lost it. Oh, why did I say that? Okay, we're still there. The fish just did one of those things that darted forward and made it feel like it got off. Alrighty, hooked up again. This fish is heading that way off into the main. Surprise, surprise. I was just rebaiting after landing that grass carp. Just gonna take my sweet time like I've been doing. I don't think I did anything wrong when I didn't land. When I lost that last fish, I don't think I did anything wrong. It just must not have been hooked very well. Probably just by a little tiny piece of a mouth skin. I don't see the fish. Haven't caught a glimpse of him yet. Just digging for the bottom. Right here, but I haven't seen him yet. I mean, the water's not nasty, dirty, filthy, but I mean, it's not clear at all either. Probably a foot of visibility, maybe. Oh, come on, you know you want to get in the net. Just get in there. Okay. Yeah, the common carp are back. Cool, cool. I don't know, 7-8 pound fish. Glad to have them. I don't really see any reason to pick up and move if I'm still catching fish here. I'm just gonna stay right here, keep catching fish. Hopefully, there's giants in this river. One of these times, it's it's going to be a giant. Good luck. Yep. Yeah. Fish on. Oh no, it's a carp. It's a carp. Definitely carpy. Okay. Oh, jumper. Jumper. Get back here. Okay. Yeah, another little guy. Little 5-pounder. Fun fight though. Fun fight. You know what to do. You got me. Alright, you got me. This broken net's working pretty good. Maybe I should just leave it that way, huh? Got a drag puller. Oh, I got a double. I got a double. I think I got a small fish on this one, so I'm gonna go ahead and just put a little bit on this one and see what it feels like. Gosh, I could go either way. Tell you what I'm gonna do. This fish has moved out of the current and is kind of going over there. I'm gonna see if I can hurry up and land this fish. Get him on his way. Got him. That other line isn't running too bad, so I'm gonna let it go. Get this fish untangled and released real quick here. Yeah, that's the way it goes, right? You sit here for like half an hour and nothing, getting bored. Then all of a sudden, I got more excitement than I can handle. This is a cool looking fish. It's got a lot of yellow on his jawbone there, and the tail, super orange too. Look at that anal fin there, really orange. Pretty cool looking fish. All right, off you go. Never know what kind of fish. It's hard to decide which one to prioritize when this happens. This one was pretty nice and he just kind of hung out over here. Didn't really run very much. I appreciate that. This fish had a couple minutes to sit and think about what he'd done and see if he could figure out a way out. Best I can tell, he didn't get one figured out unless he's yet to show it. This feels like a heavier fish than that last one though. It'd be nice if it was a buffalo. I know there's a lot of grass carp in this river, but I really like big mouth buffalo or smallmouth. Nice to catch one of those. It's taking forever. Where are you? What are you and where are you? They point their nose out at the main current and they just keep trying to pull that direction out toward the center of the river. They don't want to come near the edge. At least not when they're hooked in the mouth anyway. The endurance on these river fish is something else, I tell you what. Yeah, that's it's a good common carp. Just saw his tail or his dorsal fin come up out of the water there. Got him in the broken net. All right. Yeah, great fish. This is a 10-pound fish, easy. Great fight, took forever. I don't know what's up with this wind, but I've had about enough of it. That's enough adventure for me today. I'm gonna head out. I'm definitely coming back here again. There are giants in this river. One of these times I'm gonna be holding one of them in front of you here like this. Thanks for watching, I appreciate it. See you on the next one. Welcome back to another fishing adventure. This should be an interesting one today for sure. Let me explain what's going on while I get baited up. Today's hook bait is going to be sweet almond tiger nuts. I've never been to this lake. My first time setting eyes on it today. And my first time fishing it too. It's pretty significant distance away from home. Not a place that I would, it's a little out of the range that I would go to for a day trip. It's about 2.5 hours from home.
And the plan is to camp here tonight. Spend about 24 hours here fishing and camping. This pack bait, just made it here a few minutes ago before I came down here to this spot. It's oats and sweet feed, can of corn, and a can of cream corn, and some vanilla. And this is not where I'm gonna camp. I have a campsite reserved, a lakeside campsite reserved for tonight. However, it's about 1 o'clock in the afternoon and the people who camped there last night are still there. I'm gonna do a little fishing here until my campsite becomes available. Check-in time, check-out time is 4 p.m. So I guess I got about 3 hours until I can access my campsite. I arrived here at noon, optimistically thinking that the people that stayed, I knew people would be there the night before, but I was kind of optimistic. I was hoping that they would either be gone or packing up, getting ready to be gone, but seems like they haven't even started packing up yet. They still have their tents set up and everything, and I'm just going to fish here for a few hours. I'm actually across the lake from where my campsite is. I can see my campsite way over there, and I guess I could go up to the truck and grab my binoculars if I wanted to. I could keep an eye on my campsite over there and know when the people vacate, I guess. As far as I can see, there's 2 boats on this lake. One of them is right here by me. I hope they stay out as far as they are. Don't troll across where I'm about to fish here. So yeah, 99% rig. That vanilla, oats, and corn, almond tiger nuts, I think is what I have. I can't even remember. That was 5 minutes ago. Yeah, like I said, it's a brand new lake. Never been here. I know there's carp in here, but I really have no idea about what average size, density. I just don't know. I'm hoping to learn some stuff today. Okay, so based on how long that took to hit the bottom, that feels like about 8 to 10 feet deep right there, only about 30 yards out. I didn't cast very far because I don't know what this boat near me is gonna do, if they're gonna come over here or not. And the wind is blowing pretty good today. 10 to 20 is what it feels like. I'm kind of down hiding behind a cut bank back behind me here. I don't think I'm gonna be so lucky over at my campsite. I don't think there's a wind block over there. I don't know, that might kill the trip. I don't know, we'll see. Forecasted 30 miles an hour for tomorrow. That was a lot more shallow right there, just off to the left a little ways. That was probably only 4 feet of water there. Interesting. Okay. I am in the state of South Dakota. So I'm only allowed 2 rods here instead of the usual 3 like I get in Iowa. Water clarity is pretty good. There is an algae bloom going on, but it's not too bad, and it seems like it might be just isolated just to the shoreline here. Yeah, as you can see, there's a little bit of algae in the water, but aside from that, the water is pretty clear. It's pretty sweet. Well, it's about 3 o'clock, and my camp spot is vacant now. I'm just starting to get things. I just got my fishing stuff down there. I'm gonna get baits in the water first, and then I'll get camp set up. It's kind of party central around here right now. Lots of recreational boating going on, zooming around back and forth. There's one jet ski zooming around on the lake. There's a couple more boats over there, but whatever. It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. A couple hours. They should be gone, and looking forward to a nice quiet evening of fishing here in this lake. Zoom, zoom, zoom. And no, I didn't have any bites over at that spot. I sat there for a couple hours, and I did see a few fish surface, but no bites. Got a little bit of a rock scramble here to get down to the water. That'll be fun in the dark, I guess. That boat and jet ski noise is almost more annoying than the waves that they create. I'm gonna put my earplugs in, I think. I'm starting to get a headache already. Only been here 5 minutes. Yeah, this is definitely something that is a standard part of my fishing tackle. Never leave home without them. Just got the tiger nuts that I was using at the spot from earlier. Just gonna leave those on there. No need to No need to freshen them up or anything, they're still good. So, although it is party central out here this afternoon, they seem to be maintaining a pretty good distance away from the shore, so I'm not going to worry. I'm not going to cast that far anyway, but I'm not going to worry too much about getting snagged here. Best I can tell, there are 0 fishermen out in the lake trolling or anything like that. It's early September. There's not going to see much trolling for a while. I don't even know if there are walleyes in this lake, really. All right, well, I studied the sonar maps before I came here, and it's not a steep decline out to the maximum depth, but medium. I'd call it medium. About 30 yards out is where I put these baits, and my estimation based on how long it took to hit the bottom pretty much agrees with what I saw on the sonar maps. About 6-7 feet of water is where I'm going to try fishing. It gets to be about 17 to 20 out in the middle there. This is not a natural lake. It's a flooded valley, and so it just slopes down from both sides, and the deepest part is in the middle. Watching my lines just in my peripheral, I didn't hear a thing. I don't know if I would. I had earplugs in, but I don't know if I would have heard it anyway with the wind blowing and that jet ski zooming around. I was actually sitting here thinking about heading home and not spending the night here just because of the wind. The wind's pretty unpleasant. It's just enough to be unpleasant, and things, I gotta weight everything down, otherwise it'll blow away. And the lines are getting pulled quite a bit too, but hey, if I can be catching some fish pretty regularly, I think I'd be able to much more willing to put up with this wind. I don't know what I've got here, but I definitely got something. Just got to keep in mind that these waves are going to be a lot less here in a couple hours once these boats go away. This is encouraging. I just got to relax a little bit here, not try to horse. Wish there was a nice flat rock somewhere around here that I could stand on for landing, but I'm not seeing one. Oh, it's a big fish. It's a big carp. I just saw his back. I suppose that net cam's giving you a little glimpse of the water conditions right now since it's in the water. I can see the algae floating around in there, and the turbidity is increased because of the boat traffic and the wind. I've been sitting here about an hour. I finally ate lunch at like 3:30. It's about 4 o'clock, I think. All right, I think I might have them good and tuckered out. Let's give it a try here. Come on. Come on. Okay, in the net. Yes. Yeah, pretty great first fish. 14. Yeah, pretty great first fish. This is encouraging. 14 and some change in the net, so we'll call it a 12 and a half, 13 pound fish. I don't know, it's in the teens. That's awesome. I catch these, I'll catch these all day long. I love catching fish this size, put up a great fight. Took me a while to get this guy in, especially with the wind. And yeah, well, like I said, I was thinking about bailing at dark because the wind is supposed to increase. That's kind of what I'm thinking, like, I don't know if I want to, I don't know. I'm just going to play it by ear, see how it goes. Obviously, I'm going to stay for a while yet. Back in the water. There you go, big fella. Are you caught? There you go. See ya. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, if you know me, if you've been watching these videos for some time, you know I'm not one to easily shy away from challenges when it comes to weather and stuff like that. And I'm gonna fish here for a while, like I said, but I'm just not so sure I want to do 24 hours of fighting with this wind. 4 to 6 hours, no problemo, but I don't know. Let's see how it goes. Kind of sounds like I've already made up my mind that I'm not staying, but I'm trying to just rationalize and explain the reasons maybe, huh? Fish on again. Been a while. It's been probably another hour gone by. Nothing but wind and waves. This boat's just been doing cookies right in front of me here for hours. There's two of them. One of them I think's got like some like wake boat attachment on it where the front of the nose of the boat sticks way high up in the air, and they make some kind of, the one boat makes a wake and then the other boat drives across it or something. I don't know. I hope they're having fun because it's really impeding my enjoyment. I hope my enjoyment of the natural resources isn't impeding their enjoyment. Okay. Oh, jumped right out of the net. God, these waves suck. Come here. Got him. These waves are not caused by the wind. Yeah, it's a pretty good fish. Smaller than the first one. I'd say this one's about 10 pounds or so. Great fight as usual. Great challenge trying to land this fish with these big wakes crashing up on the wet rocks. My feet are all soaked. It's a good time, huh? I'm just kidding. I am having a good time. It's just a little more challenging than it needs to be, I guess. But it is what it is. Fish 2, I'm happy. Is this Pacific Ocean? Nope. It's a small lake in South Dakota. See ya. So I noticed that this line was kind of being pulled in a different direction than where I had originally casted it, and so I lifted up on it, and now I'm seeing my bait was over there, and now my line is way over there. It didn't pull drag or anything. This was a sneaky fish trying to swim away with a hook in his mouth. I don't know, there must not be, I guess this is a nice thing to learn here, there must not be much for trees in the water around here, because oh, he's right up against the bank down here. Oh, he's right up against the bank down there. That carp drug my bait all the way that far across from right to left, and that line didn't get caught on anything. It means the bottom's pretty clean, I think. The boat zoomers that were zooming in front of me for 2 hours have left finally. As you can see, the waves here along the shore are pretty much non-existent. It's just the little waves caused by the wind here. Landing this fish is going to be much more enjoyable. Come on in here. Come on in. Yes. Got him. He's about 15 in the net. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, 15 and a half or so in the net, so you know, about a 14-pound fish or so. Great. Like I said, I love these teeners and catch them all day long. Fish number 3, got a couple hours left until the sun goes down, and I'm gonna get some light on that fish.
Can you see him now? Oh, I got my sunglasses on. That's why it looks dark. Okay. Well, this is going pretty good. I'm really happy with this being my first trip to this lake and catching 3. This being the average size fish. You know, I haven't caught a fish less than 10 pounds yet. So, you know, I'm pretty happy with that. Back in the water. See ya. Got one. Okay. Wow, the fishing here today is pretty good. Oh, yes. Broke the surface way out there. It's about 5:30. All the boats except for one have vacated the lake. There's one left. Pretty quiet. I probably cut it out of this video, but I had something on the line for a little while there. I rebaited and I cast it out, and before the bait even hit the bottom, something grabbed it and took off, and I couldn't do anything with it. It was just, and I had it on and I fought it for probably about a minute, and then I felt some kind of and it was gone. And yeah, I don't know. I think the fact that it got whatever ate it like before, as it was falling, and I'm wondering if it was like a muskie or a pike or something, because I don't know about a carp hitting the bait as it's falling. Maybe a catfish, I suppose. But this fish is getting a little jealous because I'm talking about another fish here, so I better start talking about this fish more. This is feeling like a pretty good fish. I haven't caught a glimpse of him yet. The sun is right there, and I just can't see anything in that glare. Come on in here. Just want to take a picture. I'm gonna let you go. Yes, he's in the net. That's another good fish. Yeah, the hits just keep on coming. This fish has a kind of a cool scale pattern there towards his tail there. Just kind of all mixed up there, jumbled up scales. It's kind of interesting. I'm not going to weigh this fish more than 10. I'd give it 11, 12 pounds. I don't know. What is this fish for? Pretty great day of fishing here, considering. Obviously it's not windy at the bottom of the lake, right? So even though, you know, I'm dealing with winds up here, not windy at the bottom of the lake. Fish don't seem to mind at all. Very cool. There you go. See ya. One of the things I was going to do on this camping trip was test out this new power bank gadget that I got, and my intention is to make some coffee with it with a coffee maker. This is one of those little mini coffee makers. Makes about 40 ounces of coffee. And I am a coffee snob, kind of. I don't drink fancy coffees, but I like high quality coffee. I grind my own at home, and this is Caribou coffee. That's my favorite brand. That's kind of a regional brand. I think they're based in Minnesota. That's a lot of coffee. That's the way I like it. Boom. We have some coffee starting. It's getting fogged up. I hear some dripping. Oh, I'm getting a fish. Yep, definitely got a fish. Fish on. Yeah. Oh, I got a drag peeler. I got a double. Double. Got a double and got coffee brewing. Well, I gotta pick one. This fish swam in. He's right here. He swam into the shore. What is it? It's small. It's just a little bitty guy. Okay, off you go. What's this one gonna be? This does not feel like a little bitty guy at all. Yeah, it's not a little bitty guy. Oh, slow down now. Come on now. You don't need to go clear back out there. Alright, fish. I got coffee brewing here. Coffee's got to be fresh. Remember, I'm a coffee snob. I got to have it when it's fresh. Get in here. There he is. Come on in. Just want to take a picture. Oh, that's a real good fish. Oh, that's big fish of the day. Easy. Every time I get him close to the net, he feels it and takes off again. Yes! Got him. Yeah, that's a beauty. Yeah, this is big fish of the day. Easy. This might go 20. 2013. Yeah, big fish of the day. Easy, easy. I moved the camera angle so you can get a little sun on this big boy. 21 something in the net, so 19 and a half, 20, I don't know. Big fish, big fight. I think I'm gonna name this fish Coffee. I think I've established there are some good sized fish in this lake for sure. I think I haven't caught a fish, well, except for that dink, I guess. I caught that tiny one, but other than that, 5 big fish, nothing under 10 pounds. It's kind of carp fishing I like. He's big, he's hungry, he's going back in the water to fight another day. Net release for the big boy. See ya, that was fun, thank you. And the coffee is brewed, as you can see. And yeah, I'm fancy camping. A little bit of cream. A little bit of cream in my coffee. That's about as fancy as I make it. No sugar or flavors. Bam. Oh yeah. Yep. Hooked up. We like to do the drop back bites here at this lake. Yeah, go for it. Get all that energy burned off way out there. Sounds good. I love the flexibility in the second half of these rods. The first half has stiff backbone, and then the second half is very flexible. So when that fish moves, especially when the fish moves toward me quickly, that flexible tip just keeps tension on the line, prevents slack, and it's just I've noticed a big difference between these rods and some of the other rods that I've used in the past. I used to use those Ugly Stick Big Waters, and those are just too much, in my opinion. They're too much. I might use those sometime if I ever head down to the Gulf of Mexico. These carp just don't quit. Catfish would have rolled over and gave up a long time ago. It's one of the things I really love about these carp. Get in here. I think this fish might be a little bigger than I think he is. I don't know. I can't really, every time he comes to the surface, I can't really see much because of that sun glare. I know it's a fish. And I don't know. Okay. Finally netted that beast. That was probably the biggest fighter of the day. About 14 and a half or so in the net. Well, not the biggest fish of the day, but definitely the longest and most challenging fight. This fish had heart for days. Just kept going and going. I fought him for a good 10 minutes, just 20 feet from the bank here. A little sunlight on him. Look at that shiny fish. What was it, like 13, 14, something like that? Good size, quality fish in this lake. I think I found a winner here. I can't wait to come back. Here we go. I'll loosen that up a little bit. I would think if there's a 20-pound fish in here, there's got to be a 25-pounder, huh? Is this a buffalo? Kind of looked buffalo-ish. Thought I saw some horns and a big furry hump. No, but really, it did look like kind of looked like a big mouth buffalo for a second there. Oh, that was, come on now. Took me a while to get him up here close. Now he's back out there again. $14.4. Another high quality teen size common carp from this new lake. I love it. I love it. The quality of the fish in this lake, at least in this spot, is great, great, great. What is this, 5, 6? I don't know. It's about 45 minutes of daylight left. Let's see if a 25-pounder wants to make an appearance tonight, huh? I mean, just on the, what, 6 fish that I caught here, the average size is probably right around 13, 14 pounds, something like that, just all the fish I've caught today. Screamer. As you can see, the sun is down and it's getting dark fast. I don't enjoy fishing in the dark, mostly just because you can't see very good. I don't really feel like, I don't think I'm going to be stumbling around on these rocks. Even with lights, then the rocks make all sorts of crazy shadows that makes it easy to fall. I think with the amount of fish that I have caught here this afternoon, once it got completely dark, even if I was camping it, once it got completely dark, I probably would just reel in and just get some sleep, because yeah, like I said, I'm not really interested in stumbling around on these rocks in the dark. This is a big fish. This might be bigger. This might be big fish. Oh yes, I think this is big fish of the day. I had a 20-pounder earlier. I think this is bigger. Cutting out a lot of this fight because it's been going on for a while. Maybe it'll be dark by the time I get this fish in the net if he keeps running back out there like he's doing right now. Okay, finally got him back here in front of me again. I'm just being real careful. This is a good fish. I don't want to lose him. I want him head first in the net, please. Yes, he's in there, and he ain't happy about it. I think that's big fish of the night. I think I got a new PB in the net here, folks. I think I got a new PB. $27, 27.15. Yeah, 1 ounce shy of 28 pounds in the net. And I'll be generous to take 2 pounds off for the net. So this is a new PB for me. Like I said, my previous PB was 24, and I'm gonna call this 26. It's a shame that I can't sit here and spend some time with this fish because my other reel is screaming over there. Back he goes. 26. Oh, big fish. That is a beaut. She's a beaut, Clark. All right, get out of here. See you when you're 30. Well, it hasn't pulled any drag in a while. I would not be surprised if this is snagged up or something. It just feels like weight, and it's moving. I know a lot of you guys have lots of big fish in the rivers and lakes where you live, but around here where I live, fish over 20 pounds will only come around once in a blue moon. And this might be twice in a blue moon today here. I don't know, this fish feels pretty good too. Yeah, I know, I didn't zero out the scale and try to get an exact weight on that fish. I just don't care that much about an exact weight. I'm not a tournament fisherman, and it's more about the fun than anything. And I don't know, maybe I should just stop weighing fish altogether even. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if this is another big one. I mean, the big boys and girls kind of travel in packs. I wouldn't be surprised. This is another big fish. Oh, he heard me. I've had this fish in front of me here for several minutes. It's time to net him because I can't really see very good. I don't have my headlight on. It's been getting dark while I'm fighting this fish. I can't see him hardly. Come here. Yes! 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 That's another big fish. That's another big fish. Right at 20 in the net. Yeah, another big fish. 20 in the net, right at 20. Look at the tail on this fish. Miniature tail. I don't know if it was injured or something, but you know, okay, so this is probably a 19-pound fish, but wow, what a tail. Probably would have fought a lot harder if he had a full-size tail. I am so happy I came to this lake. And why haven't I come here sooner? Well, it's pretty far away, I guess, but it seems to be, it's going to be worth it. I'm definitely going to come back here and camp again, when it's not quite so windy, different day. Wow. Most trips, when I go try new places, are not as successful as this. This is highly unusual, but it's highly satisfying as well. I'm gonna call it. I got a long drive home in the dark. Good thing I got some coffee. Thanks for watching, I appreciate it. See you on the next one. No cream today, just strong black coffee. Oh yeah, that's the stuff. Now I'm ready to catch some giants. Are you ready to catch some giants? Let's catch some giants. Quite a long rock scramble to get from where the rods are down to the water. It's always fun. Water's looking okay. There's a lot of algae, pretty big algae bloom, but it's not like pea soup or anything. There's just lots of suspended algae. This lake is pretty new to me. This is like my third time fishing it, so still have a lot to learn, but for this lake. Hook baits are gonna be the sweet almond tiger nuts. Surprise, surprise. I just retied both my lines, put brand new hooks on. I didn't check them or anything. I just know last time I went fishing I caught a bunch of fish, and I just think it's time for some new hooks. Weather is fair. Temps are in the 70s, and there's like a 10 to 15 mile an hour breeze blowing in. It's just really nice evening for sitting by the lake. It's about 5 p.m. Pack bait's left over from the previous session, and yeah, it's a little dry and crumbly. Doesn't stick that great. I'm just gonna add a little bit of this algae water here. A couple of splooshes. Bada bing. I'm using 3-ounce sinkers, even though this is a lake and there's no current. The wind's blowing a little bit, and I just want my bait to stay put. I don't want the waves knocking my bait around. It gets dark at about 8:30 these days. Sunset is at 8, and then twilight, of course, and then actual darkness about 8:30. So it's going to be about a 3.5-hour session here. I'm not going to fish into the dark tonight. Last time I fished here, as soon as it got dark, the bugs went on the attack. It was insane. Not just the biting bugs either. There's just like bazillion moths. Even when I don't have any lights on at all, there's just a bazillion moths flying up your nose, flying in your ears. Just an unpleasant situation. I haven't really looked at the sonar map for this area here where I'm standing, what the depth is. I'm not sure. Let me cast out and let's find out. Okay, that's a little deeper than I thought. I'm guessing that's about 7 feet or so, just approximately. Maybe I'll look at the sonar map on my phone here in a little bit. I just know from browsing the sonar map that pretty much everywhere on this lake, if I'm casting within 50 to 75 yards of the shoreline, I'm going to be in 10 feet or less of water. So I think it's all pretty good along the shoreline here as far as late summer carp fishing goes. Oh, it was a little deeper there. I didn't cast out farther. That was 8 to 10 probably. Better check that sonar. Both times that I fished this lake previously, the fishing was excellent, and caught a bunch of fish, caught a bunch of big fish, and so I think I've probably developed some very unrealistic expectations. Maybe not. Maybe it's going to be great again. We'll see. So it's been about half an hour, and in a new spot like this, I like to reel in, a little more often than I would otherwise. The point is to see if I catch any weeds when I reel in or anything like that. I didn't catch any weeds, but during that half hour I was sitting here, I did see a couple of fish surface, and they were much closer to shore than where I was casting. So I'm going to cast a little bit shorter, maybe only about 20 yards. Right there. Yeah, and that's still 5 to 7 feet of water there, just 20 yards off the shore. Okay. Fish on.
are some other people not too far down the bank from me that are fishing, and I'm not going to do a bunch of talking and interrupt their fishing and their peaceful evening. So just enjoy the fight here, folks. It is 8 o'clock. The sun just went down. I've been here for 3 hours and haven't had a single bite. Get in here. Get in here. It's a good fish. It's a good fish. Come on, come on, come on. It's a big fish. My heart is pounding. Come here. Come on. Big fish in the net. He's hooked really good. $22.5 in the net. 22.5 in the net. So let's say this is about a 21 pound common carp. Huge tail. Look at the size of that tail. This thing fought me for a long time, right in front of me for a good 15 minutes or so. Great fight. He's all tuckered out because I wore him out good. This is the only fish after 3 hours of fishing this evening. It's about to get dark. I'm afraid this might be the only one, but it's a good one. Oh, yes. Back in the water. So long. Well, I just guess it's just a one fish kind of night, but it was a good one. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. See you on the next one. picking up to leave. I need something pulling on my line here. I already got one of my rods reeled in. Yeah, I got something on here. I've been here for hours. It's almost noon. I was here at sunrise and winds howling at 35 miles an hour. Yeah, I was leaving. I reeled one rod in, and then I remembered that I needed some more bait stops, so I was over there behind the camera walking around picking up little twigs, and I'll cut them up when I get home. But came to reel this one in and saw something was pulling on it. Didn't hear anything because it's crazy wind. Probably a catfish would be my guess, but I don't know. Who knows? Maybe it's a 35 pounder with a 35 miles an hour wind. No, it's a carp. Oh, it's a mirror. It's a mirror carp. Holy cow. I haven't caught any mirrors yet this year. It is 100% a mirror. Come here. Yes. Oh, he's trying to get out. No, you don't. That is a pretty big fish too. Probably the biggest mirror I've caught. Yeah, first mirror carp of the 2024 season. It's October already. I didn't know if I was going to catch one this year or not. But yeah, fully scaled mirror. I'm not going to weigh this fish, but I'd say it's probably around 10 or 11 pounds, I suppose. Pretty fish. It's got a messed up gill plate over here on this side. Let me flip them around and show you. Yeah, the edge of the gill plate on this side is just gone. It's like cut off. You can see the gills. That gill cover is just gone. I don't know how that happens. If that's a congenital defect or what. It doesn't look like an injury. If it is an injury, it healed really well. Sweet. One and only mirror carp so far for the 2024. Pretty good condition too. I'm still gonna leave. It's noon. Fish aren't biting. This is an outlier, but it's a real good one. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. See you on the next one. Good morning. Welcome to another fishing adventure. First thing I gotta do is make some bait. Get that going. I'll get the rest of the stuff set up. Old-fashioned oats, sweet feed, 8 cups, 2 cups. To that, I'm going to add a can of fruit cocktail. And it goes in there. Peaches, pears, grapes, mostly. And I need just a little bit more liquid. Spicy sweet. Should I go spicy sweet? Or just sweet? Just going to go sweet. Apple juice. About half that container. And squeeze out all the air to start with. And I'm just gonna smash that fruit real quick before I start mixing up. Just kind of smash up those chunks a little bit, get some of that juice squeezed out of them. Smash those grapes. Then I'm gonna open the bag back up, put some air back in the bag so that there is room for the stuff to move around. Give it a toss. That'll do it. That'll take about 10 minutes to become sticky, and while that's happening, I'm gonna go get my rods set up. I am here at a lake that I am just starting to get to know. I was introduced to this lake a few days ago. I came here for the first time laid eyes on this lake, and my first session was pretty incredible. I probably caught 8 to 10 fish, and not a single one of them was under 10 pounds. And I caught a new personal best of 26 pounds. So highly unusual first experience at a lake. I'm gonna really have to manage my expectations here this morning. I know I went with the sweet fruit cocktail pack bait, so I'll go with the spicy hook bait, spicy sriracha tiger nut. This is a different spot than where I fished last time, and different time of day. It's morning, and last time it was afternoon and evening, and Last time the wind was blowing out of the south,
and today it's blowing out of the north.
And this is not the same spot either. Kind of, probably about a half mile or so down the shoreline from that place I fished the first time. And another difference is the algae bloom. There is a pretty severe algae bloom going on right now. That was not here 3 days ago when I was here. Yeah, as you can see, we got algae. Lots and lots of algae. The water itself is pretty clear, but lots of algae strings. Let's see how this pack bait's doing. Yeah, it needs a little more liquid, a little too dry. Sticks together a little bit, but still a little too crumbly for my taste. Just a 1-2 little handfuls of water. Give it a mix. Yeah, that's better.
So yeah, there's some big differences between the conditions from when I fished here just a few days ago compared to this morning. That's good. That's good. It's going to give me lots of opportunities to learn things.
It is the first week of September, and the dog days of summer are pretty much over. It's starting to feel and look a little fallish out here. The grasses and things are starting to turn a little brown, and yeah, I think some fall transition is starting. The water's starting to cool, and I don't think it drops off too steeply off this bank here. I think it goes out where I'm going to put my baits. I think is about, I'm going to put about 20-30 yards off, and it's going to be between 6 and 8 feet of water. At least that's what the sonar map says. You know, who knows how accurate those things really are. That felt like about 5-6 feet actually. As far as depth goes, I guess I'm still kind of fishing as if it was still a dead summer, you know, try to avoid really deep stuff, because there's probably, if there are places that have thermoclines, probably still have thermoclines. The lake hasn't turned over yet. It's too early for that. So yeah, I don't want to fish anything deeper than like 10 feet really. I don't think any particular depth, you know, between 0 to 10 feet is that much better than any other depth. I'm sure there's probably carp swimming around in 2 feet of water, and there's probably carp swimming around in 8 feet of water. And I mentioned how the algae bloom is here, but it wasn't here the other day, and it doesn't necessarily mean the algae bloom wasn't in the lake. I'm thinking maybe, you know, with the change in the wind direction, the algae bloom just was somewhere else, and the wind blowing from the north all night, well, all day, yeah, all night I guess, just moved it over to this side of the lake. Maybe, I don't know, but it is here today. Just had some drag pulling here. This is, I got something good here. It has been almost 2 hours, I think. Yeah, a little more than 2 hours. Yeah, this fish moved way down. He's down along the shoreline down here. Swam across my other lines. He's right next to the shoreline right here. Yeah. Common carp. Saw the dorsal fin come up. No idea how big of a fish I got though. I was starting to think that this morning fishing spot was going to be a bust with all the conditions that I just described to you earlier. He's taking off for the hills again. I'd really like to get this fish in and then released
before this boat that's been drifting directly at me for like the past half an hour. They're getting pretty close. I'd like to get this fish in and then released and then reel in my other line, because if they stay this close to the shore and drift by me, they're going to snag my line. I already saw them go over and bother some other guy in a boat. Actually, it looks like I think I just saw them pull up their trolling motor. Now they're heading back out, so sweet. I'm actually just going to stay right here and pretend like I'm just standing here looking across the lake and wishing I was catching fish. Just keep holding my rod down, and hopefully they won't notice that I'm fighting the fish here and want to drive over here and gawk, drive over my line. This fish is right here. I just need like 60 more seconds. Those guys they're leaving. Just need like 60 more seconds for them to get their backs to me, and then I'll reach down and start trying to net this fish. Oh, don't do that. This is a big fish. That was a big splash. All right, net's going out. Let's net this baby. Yeah, that water is full of algae, just full of it. Not quite pea soup, but pretty dang close. Here it comes. Here it comes. See him? Come on, buddy. Come on. Head in the net. Yes. Yes. Head in the net. Go ahead. You want to let it all out? Go ahead. Splash a little bit. You got any more energy you want to release? All right. 17 and a half in the net. So yeah, this is probably a 16-pound fish, I'm gonna call it. He has got a pretty severe injury right there. Missing some scales and a gash right there. Don't know what that's from. I'm guessing he either got snagged by a crankbait or something like that, or maybe a poorly placed arrow ricocheted off of him or something. But the other side's clean. Great fish. Like I said, I was thinking that the spot was going to be no good this morning with just the different conditions, but there's at least one fish around here feeding. Nice. Back in the water this one goes. Back into the algae soup you go. Hopefully this is a sign of more big fish to come. Thank you. Well, this guy's trolling something. He's on track to go right over top of my lines, but we'll see. I'm gonna reel him in if he gets much closer. I don't think he's gonna hear me with this wind blowing like it is. I guess I'll quit eating my lunch and reel my lines in so they don't get snagged. And now I will rebait them and then cast him back out behind him and blow his mind that holy shit, someone from the shore can cast more than 30 yards. Holy moly, I didn't know that was possible. Too nice to get a day to get angry at inconsiderate people. drag puller. Yeah. I just casted this out a minute or two ago. Rebaited. Had a fish on and got snagged up in some weeds and lost it. Let me turn my back to the wind. The wind is howling right now. Probably about 25 miles an hour. There's white caps out on the lake. I can't even hear anything, so I can't use the drag clicker as an indicator of when the fish is going on a run. I gotta look at the spool. See, wind and waves are so loud. Yeah, I've learned that over the last 2 times coming to this place that the weather forecast for this place, when they say 10 to 15 miles an hour winds, what you really get is 20 to 25. So I'll pay attention to that next time. I don't know if I would have came out here if I had known the wind was going to be like this. Oh, yeah, it's a good fish. I hope you all are watching my other rod for me. Let me know if I'm getting a bite on there. I won't be able to hear anything. Oh shoot, I am getting as soon as I said that, I'm getting a run on this one. Jeez. I just gotta stop this one in its tracks. Oh boy. Oh boy. Alright. Well, I'm only one man. Can only land one giant fish at a time. Guess I'll just keep an eye on that one to make sure it's not going to get spooled and get my whole setup drug into the lake. Here comes this fish. On in here, fella. Yes, in the net. I'm gonna be a little expeditious with this fish. Well, since I've got another fish on my other one, I'm not going to weigh this fish. Mid-teens, I would call it. 15, 16 pounds, be my guess. Oh, that was a heck of a fight in this wind. That one's going a little bit, not too bad though. Back he goes. All right, back into your wavy green water wonderland. There you go, you're free. Get out of here. See ya. Well, this one's been sitting here like this for quite a while. Let's see what's happening. I would be very surprised if I'm still gonna get whatever this is, but who knows? Stranger things have happened. Yeah, the fish is still on there. Feels like it's in some weeds. Definitely feels snagged up. That's good. I'm glad I at least got my rake back. Yeah, there's a pile of weeds out there somewhere, huh? I suppose I'll stay here a little bit longer then if the fish are biting, even though the wind is pretty unpleasant. I guess I can tolerate it if the fish are biting. Here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. Yeah, buddy. All right. So I really want to keep the pressure on this fish. Not too much, but I want to keep the pressure on him so he doesn't get over in those weeds over to my left, because I've lost 2 fish over there today. The fish swims off to the left, and then I get hung up in the weeds. And yeah, I'm trying to really give him the onions here. All right, I think I got him. He's right next to the bank down here. All right, it's time to get in my net. Nope, he says no. Okay. Uh-oh, I hear drag pulling. Yeah, my other rod's going off. For sure. Smaller fish. 5 to 7 pounds. This fish is on. Oh, I know I talked about, you know, really muscling them in a little bit before they have a chance to get into those weeds, but that was a smaller fish and I was able to do that pretty easily. Get a fish 3-4 times the size of that one, and I don't know if that's going to be a thing I'm going to be able to do. I think I've got a pretty decent fish on here. Definitely heavier than the one I just released. Seems like the algae's getting worse as the day goes on. I suppose that makes sense. It's photosynthesizing. That's about enough for this. This fish needs to get in the net. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, about 16 and a half in the net. Yeah, another quality size. Teens, 14, 15 pound fish. Really just challenging fight in this wind and waves. I'm struggling, but I'm having a good time. That's called type 2 fun. When you're having fun, but it's difficult, but it's still fun. Back in the water he goes. Swim away, swim away. There you go. See ya. I was just still getting rebaited. Now I got a drag pulling on this one. Just casted this out. I'm kind of horsing this fish because he's heading to the left. I've seen this before here. He's right along the bank down here again. I had some teeners. I'd like to see something over 20. That'd be cool. I don't know. Oh. Okay, got him. Yeah, another smaller one. 8 or 10 pounds, I guess. Really would like to top the day off with a 20 pounder. Back he goes. Yeah, the hits just keep on coming. 10, 12 pounds maybe. Probably around 10. I don't know, these are stocky fish here. There's locusts in the trees and it keeps sounding like my zzz. It sounds like my drag getting peeled off. They just keep coming. They just keep coming. Not complaining. Well, I'm out of pack bait because I've had no time to do anything else for the last half an hour except catch fish and rebait and recast and then catch fish, and that's a good problem to have, but I'm out of pack bait. Same mix as I started with here. Whole kernel corn is what I grabbed. I'm just doing this right next to my rod here. I got one rod out there right now. The other one's not baited up, but I'm just doing it right next to my rod so I can see if it gets bit because I can't hear anything. There it goes. It just got bit. It just got bit. It just got bit. It's going. This feels like the smallest fish yet. It's just letting me reel it in. Yeah, it is a tiny carp. Just relax. I'll get that hook out of you. Good luck. I guess while I'm waiting for my pack bait to set up, I'm just going to cast this out with no pack bait on the sinker. Just the hook bait. As
certainly not going to catch a fish sitting here on the bank, so might as well just cast it out and let it sit there for while I wait 10 minutes for the pack bait to set up. This one too, this one's got a little bit left on the feeder. Toss it back out there. Okay, back to what I was doing. In goes a can of corn in there, liquid and everything. And I'm gonna do the apple juice too. I'm gonna use the other half of that apple juice. About 20 ounces of liquid is what I like to add to this amount of oats. So that's 15 ounces from this can, and then there was about 5 ounces, 4.5. This is an 8-ounce bottle, so it's about half of that. So approximately, you know, I can always add a little bit of water. Apple juice, yeah, let's do some vanilla. I love me some vanilla. Yeah, so I guess I'm just gonna take a break, let this sit for 10 minutes while it sets up, and oh, there goes my rod. There goes my rod with no pack bait on it. Oh. They found the hook bait. Who needs pack bait? I mean, I've been fishing here for like almost 4 hours. I mean, there's probably little clumps of pack bait scattered all over out here, out in front of me. There's probably a feeding frenzy going on. Yep. Yeah, it's pretty great fish.
Oh my goodness,
not too bad. Probably, I don't know, 10, 12 pounds, something like that. They just keep on coming. Hook bait, no pack bait. Fun. How you doing?
Doing pretty good, but not as good as you are, evidently.
Oh, we're all doing pretty good, I think. We're out here today enjoying this beautiful day, right?
Yeah, you're right. What is it, a carp?
Common carp, yeah.
Carp, yeah.
Yep.
One of those Asian carp.
No, it's just a common carp.
Let him go ahead and have another run, huh?
Yes, sir.
Have you caught anything good?
Yeah, those are good.
Yeah.
I like catching those. That's what I'm after today.
Oh, sure enough.
Yeah. Yep.
Why'd you put it back?
Huh?
Why did you put it
I
back?
was just sport fishing. I don't need them. Yeah.
You don't eat fish. Yeah. Sure enough.
Well, I eat fish, but just not those. There's too many bones in them. Yeah.
What are you using for bait?
Corn and oatmeal.
Corn and oatmeal.
Yep. Never seen anybody fishing for carp before?
I don't think I have. Nobody around home that does it.
I don't know anybody else that does, but I really enjoy it. You guys from around here?
No, we're from Missouri.
Oh, okay. Yeah, this is the stuff that I'm catching them on. This oats and corn mixture. I just pack it around the sinker and they gobble it right up.
Sure enough.
Yeah.
Does it stay on the hook?
Well, I don't put it on the hook. I actually
Oh, okay.
well, I put a couple of kernels of corn on the hook, and then it just kind of blends in with the rest of the pile of stuff, and they just kind of suck it up and you get the hook at the same time, kind of thing. Kind of sneaky rig.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah. Well, we might head on. Not sure yet.
No problem. Have a great day.
Yep, thanks.
See ya. Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah, those were a couple of Mennonite guys with their long beards and black top hats. See those guys around here sometime. They said they're from Missouri though, so I don't know. I'm not sure what they're doing here in South Dakota, but they were sure inquisitive about what I was doing. But they were not the horse and buggy Amish. I don't even know. I don't know if they're Mennonites, but that's. I think there's lots of different variations of those orders, but they were driving a van. They weren't riding horses. But they had the old-timey clothes, black pants and the button-up collared shirt and suspenders and a hat. And big, long beards. Nice guys. think I'm at a point here today at this spot where the wind and the waves and the sun is really kind of starting to wear me down here. And I mean, I've been thinking this for a while, but I'm just saying it now so you can hear it. If I can get a 20-pound fish or something pretty darn close to that, I'm gonna call it. I mean, I've already caught way more fish than I expected to today, and just want that cherry on top, you know, that 20 plus. That'd be great. Bite. Is this my 20-pounder? I don't know what to think about this fish. He's just kind of let me tow him in. It's pretty heavy. Oh, my other rod's going off. My other one's going off. Something's pulling on it. This is a good fish, whatever it is. I haven't seen it yet, but oh yeah, it's a real good fish. It's a real good fish. Oh, big tail, big tail. Oh, this is a big fish. I think this might be the 20-pounder I was asking for. That other line of mine is completely slack. This fish is just about ready to get tangled in it. Normally I'd probably at least go do something with that other line, but I know I got a big fish right here. I don't want to risk losing this fish if it's just some dink over there on my other line. Come here. Oh yes. Come on. Afraid to get too aggressive with the net because the line can get caught on the net, and then it's almost guaranteed that fish is going to shake his head and pull the hook out. Get in here. Big head, big head, big head, big body in the net. Oh yeah, I think that might be the 20. If this fish isn't 20, he's going to be close. 21. Yeah, right at 20 in the net. So you know what, 18 and a half pound fish. I'm gonna call that close enough. This is what I wanted to give myself permission to leave because I'm getting pretty worn out. It's a lot of working during the wind and waves for hours and hours. Big fish. There's still something on my other line back there. It hasn't been pulling any drag, but it's probably nothing. If you don't see anything, then it was nothing. But thanks for watching. I appreciate it. See you on the next one. Welcome to another fishing adventure, folks. I'm here at what I've been calling the windy lake, and it's not windy. So that's interesting. The wind is supposed to actually pick up as the day goes on, but as usual, first priority is getting baits in the water, and to do that, I'm going to need some pack bait. I didn't come with any leftovers today. Usual mix of old-fashioned oats, and down in the bottom underneath there's some sweet feed. Starting out with just a can of whole corn. I'm going to put the liquid and everything in there. This mix of wet and dry ingredients, it's not a precise thing here. You know, you just put some wet and dry ingredients together and mix it up and let it sit for a few minutes, and if it's too wet, add a little bit more dry ingredients, and if it's too dry, add a little bit more liquid. It's not rocket surgery. Also a can of cream corn. Generally speaking here, I've got about 8 or 9 cups of oats in this bag and about 2 cups of sweet feed. And for that amount of dry ingredients, I usually add about 20 ounces of some kind of liquid. And so that would be like one 15-ounce can of something, plus a little more You know, cream corn's not necessarily liquid. It's very liquidy, but you know, it's thick. So that liquid with the can of whole corn plus the can of cream corn, adds up to probably about 20 ounces of liquid. And I'm just going to do some chili powder to spice it up, because right now the only flavor in there is corn and oats, which is perfectly fine. Fish would love to eat that, and I'll just finish it off with chili powder there. But some chili powder just adds a little extra, little zing and pep. Seal the bag really good and mix. That takes about 10 minutes for those oats to absorb some of that stuff and become sticky, and while that's happening, I'm going to get my gear set up. It is late October. It's like the 23rd, I think, today. Cold at night. I think it was in the 30s last night. It gets cold at night. Today's high is like 62. The water's getting cold. I'm going to measure that a little bit. There's still some algae here. That's not that bad. I bet it's in the mid-50s. That's my guess. I'm going to measure it with a thermometer here in a minute. Hook baits today are going to be the spicy sriracha tiger nuts, going double spicy. Spicy pack bait and spicy hook bait. Things are slowing down here in regard to carp fishing. As the water cools, the feeding tones down. They don't feed as much and the fishing slows down. October where you are may mean a completely different thing than October here in northern Iowa. We usually start getting some ice in November, and I rarely catch a carp in November. I think I've only caught carp once on a November day. And if you live somewhere down south, like Arkansas or Louisiana or somewhere down there, now you're getting into some, you got a different story going on down there. October means different things depending on where you are. I recently saw a comment where somebody was telling another person that October and November are the best months to fish, and but they were telling that to a person who lives and fishes in Minnesota. And if you're up in Minnesota, by the time November 1st hits, you're starting to get ice on the lakes up there. Every winter I get people who are kind of new to the channel asking how come I don't fish in the winter. And just for those of you who aren't aware, you know, the climate where I live and fish is I've considered an upper Midwest climate, I guess, and we have some pretty severe winters, and all the lakes and the rivers freeze over and develop, you know, up to 1 to 3 feet thick of ice on the surface of the lakes. And like I said, you heard me right, the rivers freeze too. Usually that doesn't happen until, I don't know, January or so. It takes a while for those rivers to freeze, but yeah, I don't ice fish. So once the ice forms on the lakes, which is usually sometime in late November, then that's it until probably late March, early April. But that doesn't necessarily mean the videos are going to stop. I publish videos once a week, but during the warm months like this, I go fishing 3-4 times a week. So I've got a backlog of videos that I'm going to work my way through during the winter. So there will still be weekly videos all winter long. And if you're looking for some winter carp fishing tips, I guess I would say just look at some of my late fall and early spring fishing sessions, because that is probably exactly how, if we had mild winters here and I was able to fish during the winter, that's probably exactly how I would approach it. It's the same as what I do in early spring or late fall when the water temp is cold and in the 50s. Yeah, it's about 11 a.m. and I'm here at this time on purpose because for me, this time of year, the midday bite is that's the best from my experience. Warmest time of the day is around 3 p.m. and usually between noon and 3 is when I get the most action. Almost forgot to check the water temperature. Let's do that real quick here. 56.8, 56.5. So that's better than I had thought, actually. That inspires some confidence. I wonder if I've had a fish on here for a while or something. Been getting little ding-dings on this line for the better part of half an hour, and I just ignored it because I just assumed it was a nuisance fish. But I just picked this one up to adjust it a little bit, and something started running. It's been over 2 hours. It's like a little after 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and the wind has came in just as predicted. It's not too bad. It's only like maybe 10 miles an hour, but when the temps are in the 50s, a 10 mile an hour wind feels pretty chilly. As you can see on the net cam, the water clarity is pretty good, but there's still a good amount of algae here hanging out along the shoreline. Kind of leaning towards small fish while I've been fighting this fish, but as I just said, 55-degree water, so you know it might be a larger fish that just doesn't have the normal spunk that it would in a 75-degree water. Oh yeah, that's a nice fish. Yeah, this is a pretty nice fish. I'd say 10-12 pounds. It's definitely got some unique scale patterns going on down by the tail. It's kind of cool. But yeah, gave him a good fight. Like I said, it's been about 2 hours, and a little after 1 o'clock in the afternoon. As far as I'm concerned, this is pretty much prime time for this time of year. This temperature, sunny day like this. Glad to have this fish. Hopefully there's more to come back in the water. There are much bigger fish than that in here, and that's what I'm hoping to get here today. That was fun too. See you later. Tiger nuts did not survive that fight. Let's see if the hook did. Oh yeah, needle sharp. Nice. Just gonna put some more spicy tiger nuts back on the hair, load up that feeder with pack bait, and put it right back out there in that same spot. Fish on. Alright. It's about 2 o'clock. It's time for afternoon coffee. And I was just thinking about getting up to go get my coffee stuff out of the truck. I'm not going to make any guesses as to what I got here as far as size of fish goes. Cold water, it's just impossible to know. Come on in here. Okay. Yeah, smaller fish, 5 to 7 pounds would be my guess. Keep me awake. Oh, here comes the boat zoomer again. Yeah, it's about coffee time. I'm gonna release this fish, get rebaited, and time for some afternoon coffee, I think. All right. There you go. So long. Show you my fishing coffee setup here. Just got this, keep it all in this tote here. Got there's the water for the coffee. There's the coffee. Paper towels to that both is used to clean out the coffee machine and just acts as a kind of a packing material to keep things from rattling around. And there's the filters. There's my little mini coffee maker, electric coffee maker, the 5-cup version. There's my power bank. Turn this on. I absolutely love this thing, and this is not an ad for anything. Yes, I did get this from the company a while back, and I made it appear in a video just like I agreed to if they wanted to send it to me for free. I wish I would have got one of these sooner though. This thing's awesome. I really only use it for this though, but I love it. I love it because of that. And because this mini coffee maker is only 750 watts, only requires 750 watts, I can run it with this battery bank no problemo. If you want to get one of those battery banks for yourself, you know, there's two ways you could go about it, I guess. But you could either shell out the $500 that it costs, or you could do like I did and make 350 YouTube videos over the course of 5 years, and then you can get it for free. So there's a couple different ways to get that done, I guess. My wife says I make the coffee too strong, and she is correct. Boom. It's that easy. 5 minutes from now, I'm going to have some hot, fresh coffee. And this 32-ounce Nalgene bottle here is just the right amount where it fills up. If I fill this all the way to the top, it'll fill the coffee maker and give me a full pot of coffee. And it has just this amount of water left, which is the perfect amount to just like rinse it out after I'm done, clean it out. This 32-ounce Nalgene works perfect for that. I love these Nalgene bottles.
Not really, no. I'm fishing for carp today.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've caught 2. I've been here about 3 hours, so 2 in 3 hours is not very good in my opinion, but.
Yeah, I fished in the Mississippi a lot, so I didn't know it's.
Oh yeah, lots of carp in there, I'm sure.
Well, I fish for walleye and freshwater fish. You probably smoke them, huh?
I don't keep them. I'm just sport fishing. Yeah. Oh, there we go.
How much brought you the wall?
Yeah, I hope so. Okay. Coffee's brewing and fish are biting. It's a good day. Ooh, I think it's a good fish. Yeah, it's a bigger fish than that last one. I hear the coffee maker gurgling up there. Come on in. Got him. That's a real good fish. Yeah, this is big fish of the day so far, I think. I don't think I want to put a scale on him. I'm going to guess mid-teens, 13 to 15 would be my guess. Big belly on this fish. Hitting in the prime time now. It's about 2:30 in the afternoon. I see my coffee over there. It's calling me. Back in the water he goes. Size is moving in the right direction. That feels good. The sunshine feels good too. Get out of here. Thanks. I like black coffee in the morning and a little bit of cream in the afternoon. Bam. Look at those bubbles. Jingle, 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 jingle. Yes. Hasn't been very long since that last fish. Prime time, October. It's Oktoberfest. Just playing the numbers game here, you know, having fun catching the small and medium fish and waiting for that one big old whopper to show up. Just playing the numbers game. Sometimes there just aren't big fish in certain water bodies for various reasons, and there are quite a few water bodies that I fished them so many times that I have a pretty good idea that there aren't any big fish. By big I mean, you know, 20 plus. In this neck of the woods, 20 plus is a big fish. There are big fish in this lake for sure, because I've caught several of them. And if I've caught several of them, that means there's more. Kind of running out of time this year to find a 30 pounder.
And I'm gonna keep trying. Oh, this is a nice fish too. It's not a 30 pounder though. Why don't you just swim right into my net? Can you do that for me? Just swim right in. Or that'll work. That'll work. Nice. Yeah, I think I might put a scale on this chunk. He's pretty hefty. 18, 17, 15. Yeah, welcome to Carptober. Oh, jingling back there. This was 18 in the net, and the net with the camera on it weighs 3 pounds, so it's 15 pounder. It's a beaut too. It's got some cool scales on this side. Guess I'm not going to show them to you because I got jingle back behind me. Carptober. Jingle bells, jingle all the carp. Put this carp back in the lake and don't fall in, you dummy. Alright. There's some drag being pulled here. Well, I'm glad I was able to get some coffee in my system before the fast action started. Stumbling on the rocks, catching some carp. That's enough. That's enough of that time. Yeah, it's a real good fish. Oh, he's a jumper. Oh, he swam right over it. Almost. All right, let's do it. Nope, he says no. Okay, that was it. That was it. Do that a little bit more in the net, why don't you? Yeah, I think this is the twin brother, the one that I just caught. Almost identical. I'm not going to weigh this one. We'll call it low teens again, probably 14 maybe. Carptober. So I definitely have caught 30 pounds of carp, but not the 30-pound individual yet. Alright, so long. I really need to apologize for singing a little part of a Christmas carol there. If that Jingle Bell song is now stuck in your head, I sincerely apologize. If it makes you feel any better, it's stuck in my head right now too, so no need to get up early for carp fishing in October. Go fishing after lunch. Have yourself some fun. Bam. Okay. Fish on. I've been getting nuisance fish bites, I believe. And I was just trading out one of my lines. I'm going to switch from a 2-ounce to a 3-ounce sinker because the wind is picking up and the waves are making my baits roll around on the bottom. I don't know if there's a school of catfish or something moving through. I've just been getting lots of instant bites. I cast it in, and like 60 seconds later I get a bite, but it doesn't hook up, which is consistent with nuisance fish. They'll get the hook bait in their mouth, but not the hook, because they feed differently than a carp. And I got whatever this is. I got them. It's what I had feared. I'm afraid a group of small carp have moved in. I think it might. Sometimes it seems like it pays to just stop throwing bait out for like 15-20 minutes and let them clean it up and move on. And I think I'm going to do exactly that. I think I'm going to take some time, leave my baits out of the water. They're both out of the water right now, so yeah, I'm going to swap out the 2-ounce stickers for some 3-ouncers that'll stay put better, and have a couple more sips of coffee and then put them back out. Hopefully these little guys will eat up everything that's there and move on. Of course, I'm not like 100% certain that that's what's happening out in the water. We really we're just guessing, aren't we? But I have noticed some patterns in the lots and lots and lots of fishing that I've done for these fish. See ya. Okay. Ooh, he got me. He threw water all the way up onto me from back there. Look at that crazy fish. Yeah, October is probably my favorite month for carp fishing. Mild weather, very little bugs, pretty good fishing. I'm not gonna weigh this fish, probably around 10 pounds or so. Moving in the right direction, back up, back in the water. Okay, see ya. A lot of the times, most of the time, I don't show it on the videos, but I change out the hooks pretty frequently. I go through a lot of hooks. Whenever a hook gets dinged up or whatever, I just change it out, put on a new one. I don't show that much in the videos, but it's probably one of the most important things that I do in my fishing is making sure I got razor sharp hooks. If you sharpen hooks with a file, that will make it sharper initially, but it also makes that point weaker, and then it gets dulled more easily. So you're saving some money if you're using expensive hooks, but you're making it easier for your hook to get dulled. Just like tires on a car, or the only part of the car that actually makes contact with the road, the hook is the same way. It's the only part of the rig that actually makes contact with the fish. And yeah, it's an important part. Definitely don't want a dull hook. Well, I almost went an entire day without a boat trolling across my lines. Almost. I don't think he's trolling anything. Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, I just discovered this lake, or I started fishing this lake in September of this year, and I think this is probably going to be a lake that I just completely avoid from the months of like May through August, and just only fish it when it's cold water, because I can only imagine the boat traffic that's here during the warmer months. I appreciated that guy said sorry about that. That's nice, but it'd be nice if we just wouldn't have had to come to that in the first place. Oh, thank you. Oh, I'm getting a fish, honey. Let me call you back. Okay, bye. Okay. It's like 6 o'clock, and it's been couple hours since I've had any bites. I got something on now. The midday bite was pretty hot. I caught like 7 fish just during those mid-afternoon hours between like 1 and 4, and then just turned off. But I don't know if this is a trend here that's starting now with this fish, or this is just a loner. I don't usually have much luck with the sunset bite this late in the year. But there's always those outliers. Ooh, that's some aggression right there. He did not like that. I just cannot get a glimpse of this fish. Keep digging for the bottom. Come on in. Got him. Got him. I was underestimating the size of this fish when I was netting it. It's a lot bigger than I thought he was. Easy big fish of the day. And that's a good sign. I'm very surprised. 21? 21? Yeah, hopefully this is a sign of big fish to come. 21 in the net, -3. So this is an 18 pounder. Big fish. Oh, I'm getting drag peel. Drag peel, drag peel. All right, it's starting again. All right, back in the water this one goes. 18. Sweet fish. There you go. Go for it. Go on. Oh, now your fin's caught. Let's try that again with no caught fins this time. You sticking your nose. There you go. So long. The drag peeling has stopped, but the line is tight. Wonder if this fish got into something. Yeah. 6 p.m. bite starting, huh? Okay. I might have mentioned in a previous video that this is my first season fishing this lake, and I have noticed that fish will behave differently in different water bodies, seasonally, stuff like that. Sometimes, some ponds that I fish, the fishing will just stop. Like middle of October, it's like boom, done. Once the water gets down below 60 degrees, it's like forget about it. But in other places, they'll bite into late October. But so I don't know what I'm learning about this lake and what happens here in the fall. The afternoon bite was as expected. That was not surprising. But this second round of pre-sunset bite. The warmest part of the day has come and gone. That was around 4 o'clock. That was the warmest part of the day. Obviously, the water is much slower to change in temperature than the air. What do I have here? I've got a smaller fish. That's what I've got. Okay, well, I've got 0 baits in the water right now, so I need to fix that. The fish are biting. So out of the 9 fish that I caught today, 7 of them came between the hours of 1 p.m. and 4 p.m. That's the warmest part of the day, and that's consistent with my experiences fishing for these fish in late season. The warmest part of the day seems to be the most productive. That's been my experience. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. See you on the next one.